This is Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show. Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Let's go.
I know the whole city riding. A little early, it's a bit surprising. Business moves, now we enterprising. Switch it up, now we improvising. Go to get in the winter collar. Whole squad been trained to go. Biz for life, we throw the foe. Singing this just to welcome bro.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How y'all doing today? It is your boy, Stephen D. Good morning to my family and my Finlaws. Super excited. What's up, man? It's Spread Kindness Friday. I'm back, baby. I'm back. Fins up, baby. What is going on? It is your boy, Stephen D, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network, home of the #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers. Hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. I had a great one. You know why I was? Because I got to spend it with my family, and it was a really, really good, productive week for me. I know y'all missed me. I hung out with y'all a little bit on Wednesday morning, got to do the NFL pick'ems with our girl Tamaris, Celebrity NFL Picks, as well as Cameron 954. But I want to give a big shout out to everybody who stepped up and stepped in from the podcast network. I want to give a big shout out to Batman. Batman, absolutely amazing. That was awesome. Shout out to Batman. Holding the fort down, and then Nando Talk and Nikki Smokes on Tuesday, and then CB83 on Wednesday, along with Cameron. It was just awesome. It was beautiful, and shout out to the evening shows that obviously went forward and went through, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I appreciate all. It's an awesome thing to have a family like the people that I have here. I didn't get a chance to go out or reach out to people yesterday because I was honestly just with my family the whole day. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. And I'll get into Thanksgiving in a little bit, but it was really good. And I got to get a lot of work done Monday and Tuesday. So it was good. It was a very productive week for me. And it was awesome. I had a good time. I'll give you kind of the rundown here, for me this past week. By the way, I'm Stephen D. You can follow me on all social media platforms at Stephen D, SKPL, Spread Kindness, Positivity, and Love on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, you name it. Go follow me on all the social media platforms. You can also follow Miami Sports Music at Miami Sports Music and at MIA Sports Music on Twitter and at Miami Sports Music, everybody, everywhere else. Want to make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe. We're 97 subscribers away from 10,000 subscribers. Let me say that again. We are 97 subscribers away from 10,000 subscribers. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. I want to give a big shout out to Reason and Finside the NFL. They just hit 10,000 subscribers. I think it's a pretty big milestone. It's a huge milestone. So I can't wait to get there. Hopefully this week. It'd be awesome if we could get 100 subscribers this week. I need y'all's help to get me there. We can't move there without you. So just like I tell y'all want to help to get to 10,000 subscribers. This link that I'm about to post in the chat, just share it everywhere and tag everybody you can. Because it's a big deal. So make sure y'all do that and hit the like button. It's free. It doesn't cost anything to hit the like button. Make sure y'all do it. Also, hey, look, you want to sign up and become part of the family? I'd love to get, members that used to be members or people that haven't been members for a long time right here. The link that I just put in the chat there, you can click that link. You can sign up to get access to perks. There's 3 different tiers. We'd love for you to sign up and become a member of the family. Make sure y'all do that. It's pretty awesome. So we'd love to see that. Also, hey, look, help the channel grow by donating. Lots of different ways you guys can do that. It is Spread Kindness Friday. It is Black Friday. So make sure make sure you guys do that. I love it. All right. Love you guys. You guys are the best. So help the channel grow by donating. You guys can donate $1, $1 million, $100, $1 million. Somebody's going to donate $1 million one day. I'm sure it's going to happen. Cross my fingers. Yes. Any donation goes such a long way into helping the channel grow. 3 different ways you guys can do it. You can use the YouTube live super chat, which is $ below the bottom of the chat. You guys can use Cash App, which is $MSM Podcast Network, or you guys can use PayPal, which is also MSM Podcast Network. It's good stuff. Okay. So help the channel grow. It's a big deal. It goes such a long way, and it helps. So if you're able to, thank you. Totally get it. If you're not able to, hit the like button, share the link, tell people to subscribe. All those things help. I want to give a big shout out to our sponsors of the show, ZSM Sports. Zachary at ZSM Sports is going to be sending me a huge box along with some of the people winnings over the past month and a half. It's been crazy for him. He's had a lot of different signings. Your stuff will be going out in the mail hopefully next week. As soon as I get the box, I'm going to send it right back out. So as soon as Zachary sends me that, I'm going to send it right back out to you guys. So just be patient. I promise y'all it's coming. I'm just waiting on Zachary to send me a lot of the stuff. So Zachary's going to be sending me stuff, cards, jerseys, balls, hard to find items. Make sure you guys go follow Zachary. He's awesome. Hangry Owls. We love Hangry Owls. Good food, good mood. Hangry Owls. Give them a call at 305-279-5332. Best subs in South Florida and Pembroke Pines. Make sure y'all go check them out. Little Vesasaur. We love Vesasaur. Born and raised, a beer created for the fans, by the fans. The official beer of Clock Blockers. Let me tell you, the Buffalo Bills game. Is an away game up in Buffalo, obviously. But if you're in the South Florida area for that weekend, Vesasaur, Dolphins, and myself are hosting a watch party at the brewery in Wynwood. Okay, it's going to be awesome. Batman's going to be there. I'm hoping some other, Miami sports music personalities show up. Solo D, a lot of other people. It's going to be a good time. So we hope that you guys show up for that. It's going to be awesome. Be on the lookout for more info as that game gets announced. So make sure, watch party, Vesasaur, Buffalo Bills game. Vesasaur watch party. Allie, aka Dolphins, myself will be hosting it. I'll have the pregame show live from there. It's going to be a lot of fun, so make sure you check that out. GreatPlaceToSit.com. Tickets are starting to get a little bit more difficult to find. Make sure y'all check out GreatPlaceToSit.com. Why? Because, they're the best place to get tickets. The price you see is the price you get. Make sure you guys go to them today and check them out. And here's the good part about it. If you guys use, all right, here, let me post this in here. Paste. There we go. If you guys use the code word DWA, you will get 5% off on your tickets if you call them at 954-989-7979. Okay. So you'll get an additional 5% off on your tickets. So make sure y'all do that. It's good stuff. Okay. Trucker Sean, where's your thing, Trucker Sean? You're not a member. What happened? What happened, Trucker Sean? You don't love me anymore, Trucker Sean? No, Trucker Sean, I see you there, buddy. I do want to remind you, at the end of the year, YouTube has to update its debit card and credit card information. So if you were a member and you don't see your membership thing next to you, make sure you guys go to your thing and just update it in your system so that it re-updates in our system so that you're still a member of the channel. Would love for you to still be a member of the channel if you're not. So just make sure you update it. It's the end of the year. YouTube always messes up people's stuff at the end of the year. So just make sure you guys go check that out. And then last but certainly not least, Tail Greeter. We love Tail Greeter. Why? Because you download the app today on your current Crapple or Android device today. And it's good. It's good, man. Make sure you go follow them at TAILGREETER. All right. Today, man, it is Spread Kindness Friday. Texans and Dolphins, Houston at Miami preview, and we're going to talk about Miami's remaining schedule. But I'm going to just talk about this past week first and yesterday. Man, I love I'm trying to remember where to start. Let me just tell you. So I had a chance to speak to Vesasaur. This watch party is going to be awesome. Allie, myself, and Vesasaur had a big meeting. It was like an hour meeting about what we're going to do at this watch party. Let me tell you, there's only going to be so many people that can fit in that place. So it's going to be a free event, but you're going to have to RSVP to it through Tailgater. We're going to set that up hopefully next week. Once we get all the digital flyers and stuff made up for it. So make sure as soon as that link goes out to get a reservation, or at least you get a spot to get into the building, you'll do that, which is going to be awesome. The other cool thing about it too is you're going to see different things from the standpoint of, hey, look, the Miami Dolphins have maybe a former player coming. We're not sure yet. We're crossing our fingers. Maybe some Miami Dolphins cheerleaders coming. That actually probably is likely to happen. We're just hoping a former player comes with it. So it's going to be awesome, man. It's going to be an official watch party, I think, of the Dolphins too. We're just trying to get all that stuff in there. So it's going to be fun, man. Mark says, what city is the event in, bro? It's going to be in Wynwood, South Florida. Wynwood. It's going to be at the brewery there at Vasasur for the watch party for the Bills game. So, and we don't know what day the Bills game is yet because it hasn't got flexed. It still has a TBD. I think that next Tuesday or next Thursday, we'll know the exact time of the Bills game, if I'm correct. So we're getting close. We'll know what the date is here real soon, which will be good. I'm flying down that Saturday morning, and and then I fly back first thing Monday because I just don't know what day, if it's going to be Saturday or Sunday yet. So we're going to have to see. But if you want to hang out with me while I'm there, hit me up. Let me know. And maybe the other day that the game is not going, we can get. Here's my hope. My hope it's the Saturday game, and then we can go watch the game somewhere on Sunday. And maybe I'll have my own little Clock Blockers family watch party that Sunday somewhere, which will be cool. So we'll have to see. Do we know what city the Bills want to play the game in? Mark says, no, not yet. That's a good one, though, Mark. I do like that one. I like that. We'll have to see. Where's it at? There we go, right there. I like it. So we did that. I had a conversation with TAILGATE this week about playoff games and maybe even Super Bowl events. So I'm looking at that. So cross your fingers. Hopefully stuff goes good there. I got a lot of stuff in the works, guys and ladies. A lot of stuff in the works. A lot of stuff going on. I'm excited. I am excited. Just a lot of cool stuff going on. What else? What else this week? I got to hang out with the fam this week. It was a short week for the kids. They had school Monday, Tuesday, and I'm updating you on my life right now. So just so y'all know. So we have that. And then yesterday morning was Thanksgiving, which for those of you who don't know, it's my favorite holiday. Love Thanksgiving because you get to wake up, you get to watch the parade. Parade has always been a staple for me on Thanksgiving. I call all my family during the parade all across the country, which is cool. And before the parade started, we got a phone call from Minnie Mouse and Mickey Mouse for the kids because we're taking them on a Disney cruise in 2 weeks, which has been in the works for a year. As soon as the new Disney cruise line came out, my wife hopped on it, saw if there were any specials. And she found an amazing one that we couldn't say no to. And it was a lot cheaper than taking the kids to Disney, which they've been talking about for a long time. So I'm pretty excited about that. That'll be fun. What else? Ate a lot yesterday, man. Turkey, ham, collard greens, mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese, cranberry sauce, turkey. Man, it was good stuff. It was really good stuff. And just a lot of fun. I hung out with, he was the best man at my wedding. He lives right down the road. His family was there that I hadn't seen his family in years, because they live 2 hours away, 2.5 hours away, on the Eastern Shore, where my parents no longer live. So that was fun. And I got to watch football all day, football. And let me tell you, that game, Ronaldo, that penalty kick, just to talk a little bit of World Cup, no way that should have been a penalty. Should never got that penalty kick. That game, they got lucky. They got so lucky. Shouldn't have happened. But it was fun watching that. And then obviously to watching the games yesterday. That Detroit Buffalo game, crazy game. Detroit had they had all the chances in the world to win that game. And it sucks seeing Buffalo pull out these last second wins, forget last minute wins, Buffalo. Those are the games for me that piss me off the most. I tell people all the time, I would rather get blown out than lose a close game, because in a close game, and I know a lot of you don't agree with me, but in a close game, you sit there and you look and you go, man, what could we have done differently? And there's a million things Detroit could have done differently yesterday to make that game a win for them and give the Bills another loss. And so, I look here, and I'll also say this: the Lions at 4-7 in the NFC still make the playoffs, I believe. I think they're a good team. I think they're on the up and up. They're in their second year with Campbell. They're a hell of a lot better than they were the year before, and they're they are not your Detroit Lions mama's team. But they should have won that game yesterday. And I think next year, making changes in personnel, Detroit does win a game like that next year. So they're getting better. They're in the right direction. But it was tough watching that game yesterday. And then the Cowboys game and the Giants game, called that. Knew the Cowboys were going to come out. They took care of business in the second half, man. They took care of business in the second half. Looked like a totally different team on offense. So that was, knew that. And then obviously the nightcap, the Vikings in prime time, where Kirk Cousins does not do well. So I was nervous that Kirk Cousins prime time was going to come out, and he didn't. He did. Prime time Kirk Cousins did not show up. So I was very happy about that. And obviously, the Patriots lost in a close game, mind you. I thought it was too close. But the Vikings won, which was great. The post game was awesome, seeing them eat the turducken. So I enjoyed that. And then I finished watching Wednesday on Netflix. You guys want a good show? You guys know I like shows and TV. Wednesday on Netflix. Good movie or good show. 8 episodes, all an hour long. Perfect. Did it in 2 days. So yeah, that was it, man. That's what I did last night, yesterday, all day yesterday, and just enjoyed and spent time with the family. And so I figured I'd spend time with my Finns family today and hang out with y'all a little bit. I'm excited. World Cup USA plays at 2:00. They're playing England. It's going to be a big game. Why? Because Iran and Wales played this morning, and Iran won 2-0 over Wales. So it totally made the group B that we're in upside down. We want to beat England today. Don't get it twisted. But a tie does not hurt us either, because as long as we beat Iran in that third game, we should make it to the next round. We just don't want to lose today. We just do not want to lose today. So 2:00, USA, England, gonna be big. And yeah, we just tie at best is gonna be crazy. But I want to win. And if you are a Dolphins fan across the pond, aka Wayne, aka Robbie, aka Martin, if you're listening right now, and I hope that you are, you're going down today, boys. You are going down today. We are brothers on Sunday, but today on the football, you're going down. Okay? So just be ready. Just be ready. What else, man? What else kind of went down that was big, man? Looking at a lot of different things from we saw Patriots get kicked out of the playoff spot. Jets moved on up in. So they're sitting in the wild card slot right now. Miami goes to 2. They're sitting at the 5 seed. Obviously, with the Sunday game against Houston, we should be fine. Von Miller got hurt in the Bills game. Yes, Timothy, I saw that. That will be very interesting. So Craig, somebody said to me today that if USA wins, everybody around the world has to call it soccer, and if England wins, we have to call it football. I thought that was funny. Sunday is Dolphins Nation Mexico 7th anniversary. Shout out to those guys. Love it. Yeah, so look, the Miami Dolphins here's how I see this Sunday going, right? It doesn't matter if Kyle Allen plays. It doesn't matter if Davis Mills plays. To me, they're both below average quarterbacks. And I could care less about Houston. Like everybody's like, well, you're overlooking them. No, I'm not overlooking them. Look, the last time the Dolphins were favored by this many points, I think the Dolphins are favored at 13.5 points right now, which is insane. But at last time the Dolphins were favored by this many points in a game was 2003 against the Houston Texans, mind you, where they ended up losing the game by 1 point. I'm not dismissing that. But this ain't your mama's Texans team, and this definitely ain't your mama's Dolphins team, your daddy's Dolphins team. Okay, so I'm convinced we're going to blow out the Texans. Every inch of my body just feels we're going to blow them out. It's going to be a big game. People are like, "Oh, you're jinxing it." No, I'm just telling you how I feel. I think we're going to win. The next 3 games, which I'll get to in a little bit, those are the big 3 games: San Fran, LA, and Buffalo, all on the road, all tough games, and all games that are going to be measuring sticks for how this football team really is. But this Sunday is a warm-up game. The Dolphins, they can say they have an out. They're coming off a bye week, so if they don't blow Houston out the water, they're just coming back from a bye week. Whatever. Flip side, Fisher said, I don't think the Texans are old enough to be someone daddy's team. That's true, too. You're right about that. So look, the Texans game, I think Miami goes out, and I think here's what I believe. I do believe Skylar Thompson's going to play on Sunday. I think it'll be in the 4th quarter. I think it'll be in a blowout, and he'll get some playing time. He'll get a drive or 2. I think Tua's going to shoot just straight up and down, have a big game, 4+ touchdowns, 300+ yards. That's what I believe is going to happen. Tyreek's going to get a game. Waddle's going to get his 122 receiving yards plus. He's going to be over 1,000. And come week 11, the Miami Dolphins will have 2 wide receivers at over 1,000 yards apiece. That's insane. And I love every second of it. And so, we'll be, come the end of Sunday, we'll be sitting on top of the AFC East, and life will be good. Life will be good, which I'm excited about. I'm very, very excited about. A lot of other things to kind of talk about in there. That what I really want to kind of get into is the following games. And I know people are interested in this Sunday, and I get it, and I understand it. We'll come back to that. And I'll open up the lines, and you guys can ask me whatever, and we can get into it. But my hope is, just looking around the league, I did the playoff predictor, the playoff calculator, ESPN calculator, as well as the New York Times calculator. And here's what I've come to find out. Miami wins 2 more games. They're in the playoffs. Like, there's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. Miami wins 2 more games. They're in the playoffs. All right. Right now they have 7. They got to get to 10 wins. That's 3. Okay. So 3 more games, they're in the playoffs. They get 3 more wins, they're automatically in. Let's just call a spade a spade. There's too much parity in this league. I picked all the favorites from the other games. I didn't pick upsets. I picked all favorites. Miami at 10 wins still gets in as a wild card. Okay. Obviously, I think Miami's going to win more than 3 games. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go tell y'all right now, Miami only probably ends up losing maybe 2 more. That's how confident I am in this football team. We'll get into all that. To go into this 3-game road trip, that's where this thing is. Y'all want a measuring stick on where the Miami Dolphins are at? You want a pulse on this football team? Let's see how we are coming out of Buffalo. We come out of Buffalo 2-1 off of this 3-game road trip. Everybody should feel very confident about the direction of this franchise and where it's headed and how we're looking. Miami comes out 3-0. Everybody should be saying Super Bowl, because when you talk Miami, you're talking Super Bowl. That's exactly what we should be doing if we come out of that 3-0. If we go into San Fran on the West Coast, take care of business against Jimmy Garoppolo, who I arguably believe that the 49ers are the best team in the NFC right now. Personal opinion. I know some of you are like, oh, well, what about Philly? No, thank you. Philly plays San Fran head-to-head. I'm taking San Fran to win that game 10 times on Sunday. Not 2 times, 10 times. Word on the street is Justin Bethel is a chef. I don't know. We should find that out, Ian Baller. Shout out to you. Thank you for the $2 donation. Thank you very much. Big deal. Keep on donating to the channel. Yeah, man. So I'm just telling you. But if we go into San Fran and take care of business, great. Here's the other thing, too. With that being said, if we go into San Fran and lose, it's not the end of the world. They are the best team in the NFC. Okay? They're the best team in the NFC. We go in there and we beat them. All y'all check your pulses. That's all I got to say about that. Now, the next game is in LA and against the Chargers. And we look at the Chargers and we say, wow, it's not as good as, we thought it would be. Look, they should have beat Kansas City the other night. And I'm still upset and disappointed about that. Detroit and the Chargers have let me down over the last week and a half, both those teams. But it also is a testament to how good Kansas City is, as well as Buffalo. Like, you say what you want about Buffalo, and I can't stand them, but good teams find ways to win. Okay? So with all that being said, we go to the second game. It can be a shootout. It can be, right? And I take Tua in a shootout any day of the week right now. He's just on fire. He looks that good. The offense is that good. But having said that, I think we come out of that Chargers with a win. And if we and if for somehow we lose that game, again, I'm playing both sides of the coin here. It to me, it's going to be a defense thing. It won't be the offense, because it'll be a shootout and it'll be 42-38. Like it's going to be that crazy. It's going to be that high scoring. Whatever the over is in the Chargers-Dolphins game, take the over. It's going to be that big of a game. That's how I kind of look at the Chargers game. That's how I believe that's going to work out. And then you fly across the country back to Buffalo. Actually, you're probably going to fly home back to Miami, then fly south to north from the bottom of the country to the top to go play the Buffalo Bills. Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. That's going to be a very interesting game, too, because, and here's why, guys and ladies, you go into Buffalo in a cold weather in December, because that will be a December game, and pull out the W after already beating them earlier in the 110 degree. Oh my God, OSHA should be looking at that. Buffalo Bills fans saying, oh my God, Buffalo Bills fans have no idea where they want to play games because it needs to be perfect conditions in order for them to play and win. It'll be very interesting to see. But if we go out and win that game, come on, that doesn't make a statement. What else does? We know how good Buffalo can be. We also know how bad they can be and how they can make mistakes. They are not above. Look, they threw the game away in Minnesota, and Minnesota's not a pushover team. They're a good team. In my opinion, the Dolphins only lose 2 more games. But if they come out of this 3-game road trip 2-1 or 3-0, if they come out 3-0, I think we can win out. I know I'm being very optimistic. I know I'm being very positive. I know I'm being a homer. I get all that. But there's just something about this football team right now that just inside of me, I feel okay. And to me, the measuring stick is going to be the 49ers game. That's how I'm going to know if what I'm feeling is of mind and sound, or I'm not saying, again, we make the playoffs guaranteed, in my opinion. There's nothing that tells me otherwise that they won't make this team. As my wife walks into the room. See, now you walked in. And making all the noise in the world. Sorry about that. Yeah, look, I feel as though the Miami Dolphins are exactly where they need to be at this time of year. They're sitting at 7-3. They got the Houston game coming up, and it should be very interesting to see where they go as they move forward in this 3-game road trip. And you want a good measuring stick of where this team is and what this team is. That's going to be what it is, and that is, in my opinion, 2-1 at worst, 3-0 at best. I only think we lose one game on the road. If we go now, let's play devil's advocate here. If for some reason the Miami Dolphins go into this 3-game road trip and go 0-3, do we put on all sirens? Is it the end of the world? No, but we can probably safely say at that point, hey, look, this team is an up-and-coming team. There's still a lot of pieces they need to address, and we know I still think we make the playoffs, but are we a Super Bowl contender? Probably not. But I don't believe that's going to be the case. I believe that what you're going to find is the Miami Dolphins sitting, when it's all said and done, at, all right, we're 7-3 now, 8-3 after Sunday, 9, 10, 11. I think we're going to be sitting 10-4 when it's all said and done. You got to say hello. Love you. My wife is leaving. She's going for the weekend. She'll be back. So she was saying goodbye. All right. Miami sports music's #1. Now she's got me all flustered. She came in. She gave me a kiss. My brain is gone. My brain is flustered. Miami sports music's #1. Miami Fan Morning Show. Clock Blockers right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. It is 11:22 a.m. here on the East Coast. I got a late start. I'm probably not doing a full show today, but I'm gonna open it up here in a minute. Donate to the channel, help the channel grow. Mark Angelo says, "Stop the show, give that woman a goodbye kiss." I had already given her before the show started a goodbye hug and kiss. Anyways, she came in. She wasn't even supposed to come in. I was like, "Are you sure you got all your stuff? Are you sure? Don't interrupt the show, honey." She still did. I love her though. She's all right with me. I guess I'll keep her around. What am I talking about? She keeps me around. Are you kidding me? All right, let me drop the link for y'all up in here, up in her. I hope y'all had a good Thanksgiving. Hope y'all enjoyed it with friends and family and loved ones. Everybody's like, walk her to the door, Stephen. I asked her if she wanted to leave before the show started. That's why I was late today, because I was like, she was packing in the room and she was getting stuff ready and all this stuff. Okay? Shake Money says, love the good energy 2 a time. Thank you for the $10 donation. My guy Shake Money in the building. All right. Let me bring on one of the many amazing people in Dolphin Nation, but this particular person is close to the family. I love him. He helped out this week in the show. He hosted an amazing show on Monday morning and another amazing show on Wednesday night. Batman is in the building. Good morning, Batman.
Good morning.
What's up, buddy? How are you?
Pretty good. Hopefully everybody had a happy Thanksgiving.
I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. And before I get started, before you say anything, I meant to reach out to everybody on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network yesterday and just was with family the whole day, and that just didn't happen. But I wanted to say to you, and I will say to you, that I appreciate you being part of the family, man, and I appreciate you holding down the fort this week. And I love having you here, and I'm really excited to see what the future holds for you here, as well as your future just in general. And you're the man. I love you, brother.
Oh, I appreciate it, Steve. But you're the man. You're the one that's setting everything up. You're putting everything. You're getting this fan base together, and you're doing big things, and you're helping a lot of us. And yeah, it's a pleasure just being a part of the family, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And when I tell people, I said it on Wednesday night. I said, hey, subscribe to the channel because some big things are coming. Some really big things are coming.
That they are, my friend. That they are. And I'm pretty excited. And Sunday, you will be at East 32 Dolphins tailgate for the Houston game.
100%.
And that's going to be a lot of fun. And are you excited about that, man? Hosting the
Yeah,
tailgate
I'm
game
excited.
show?
We got news on Wednesday. Chef Drew's gonna be helping me out.
Okay.
So yeah, MCJB flew in yesterday, so he's gonna be in the house. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna get there. I think Cameron said 8 o'clock or something.
Yep.
So I'm gonna be there at 8. And what time are you gonna end up starting it up? Like 9?
No, so we do the show from 10 to noon. 10 to
10 to
noon.
noon. Okay, perfect. Yeah, we'll be there. I'll be there to help set up everything, and we'll start from there. It's gonna be a party.
It's going to be a party, and I will be on right here along with you and enjoying the pregame festivities from my house here in Maryland. So I'm pretty excited about that. All right, before we kind of get into everything, first thing I want to ask is, what did you think of the football games yesterday?
Well, to be honest with you, I missed the majority of the Bills game because I was watching Brazil. I was watching World Cup.
Brazil.
Yeah, they're exciting. Neymar's my favorite player, so I was watching that game, and we got news today that he's going to be hurt. He hurt his ankle towards the end of the game, and he's not going to play now.
The rest of the
Until
tournament?
unless they make like the finals, he's not going to play.
So Neymar's out for the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, unless they make it to like the elimination round.
Wow.
He hurt his ankle pretty bad. They showed images of his ankle, and it was rough.
Well, that sucks. Did you watch?
Yeah.
Did you watch the Ronaldo game?
No, I missed that one.
Okay.
I was in between errands yesterday, getting food, and but I did catch. We all saw live last night. We were watching the Thursday night football. We were watching the Patriots and Vikings. That was fun.
That was fun. I thought the game was a little bit closer than it should be, but again, you can't. I was very happy with the outcome of it, and
Of course.
I'll say this: look, I love Tyreek. Justin Jefferson's the best wide receiver in the NFL, in my opinion.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
a bold statement. That's a
I
hot
love
take.
Tyreek, love him, and I would have Tyreek in this offense over anybody. But Justin Jefferson's that
That's
guy.
a hot take, Steven.
Justin
That's a hot
Jefferson's
take.
that guy. Dude, just watching him last night was just he made some catches last night that were just like, this guy's not human. Like, he's that good. He's that good. And I'll be honest with
Randy
you.
Moss's records yesterday too.
Say what?
He broke one of Randy Moss's records last night.
He did. He just Jefferson just. It's funny, those LSU wide receivers, man, is awesome, and I don't want to take anything away from Jefferson. They're very special, right? Jarvis Landry was there.
Beckham.
Although
Beckham.
There was a year I think all three of them were on the same team, if I'm correct, right? Maybe not Jefferson. Not Jefferson.
Landry though. Jefferson came out way after.
Odell and Jarvis, and there was another wide receiver
played
with
together.
Odell and Jarvis that was decent. I can't remember who it was.
What they had after that was Leonard Fournette, the running back.
That's right. You're right. But those LSU teams still crazy good, right? So,
Yeah.
But to go back to just reiterate, I love Tyreek. This is not a knock on Tyreek. This is me being an outside fan saying, wow, Justin Jefferson is that guy. He's legit good.
Yeah, he's impressive. I'm not gonna lie, he's impressive. Like you said, he made some crazy catches. He's made throughout the season now. But I haven't seen the comment section, Steven, but that's a hot take. To put him over Tyreek, that's a hot take.
Look, I mean, I think I love Tyreek. I'm so glad he's with us. There's no knock I can give on Tyreek. But I just look at Justin Jefferson and I just see how good he makes that Minnesota team, and I'm just like, wow. Like, and maybe and somebody just said in there it's a recency bias. Shaking my head. The Raiders are also Super Bowl bound. Steven says their DSS. All right, look, I understand that. Watching him last night though was just it was fun. It was fun to watch him play and making some of the catches he made. It was good. It was good. So look, in my opinion, it's Jefferson 1, Tyreek 1, 1A. They're 1 and 1A. It's not there's 1 and 2.
Okay,
they're
you can
1
say
and
that.
1A. I would probably give
Jefferson
just a little bit more over them. That's it. Just a little bit more.
You can say that. I can see that. I can see that. That's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. But all right, Steven, I'm
Everything.
gonna let you go. Everybody have a spread kindness Friday. Here working. It's gonna be a long day, and I gotta get back to MCJB. We're gonna have a little fun today. So everybody, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Less than 100, right? Away from 10K.
97 people
So
away
everybody,
from 10,000 subscribers.
can we get to 75 today, ladies and gentlemen? Let's make it happen. Tell a friend, text somebody, let somebody know. Anybody in the Fins community, let them know. Hey, best morning show out here. Come check it out. Clock Blockers, Miami Sports Music. Everybody, just send a text right now. A lot of people are not even working right now. They're probably off. Shoot them a text. Be like, hey, go subscribe to the channel real quick. Let's get to 75. Like, let's get up to 75 left. Subscribe. That's what I'm trying to say.
Love you, brother. Be good, man.
Love y'all. Fins up.
Fins up. So I see some of y'all do not like my take. That's fine. This is no knock against Tyreek. I love Tyreek. I absolutely love him. But I'm looking at Jefferson and I'm just like, oh, that kid is good. That kid is good. Look, I would not change a thing on this team. I wouldn't trade Tyreek for Jefferson. I'm just merely stating. I'm merely stating that I think Justin Jefferson is just a little bit better than Tyreek. Just a little bit. That's it. And you guys are sitting here talking about the height. That's part of the reason, right? Like Justin Jefferson is that prototypical wide receiver. He's the height you want. He's the build you want. He looked like he's got the speed. He's not as fast as Tyreek, obviously, and Tyreek can make just as similar catches at a lower height. But let's just put that into perspective. What if Tyreek had the same height as Justin Jefferson? Wouldn't you be like, oh my God, imagine how good Tyreek is now. Imagine if we gave him Justin Jefferson's height. Come on, bro. So I'm not knocking Jefferson, and I'm not knocking Tyreek. And y'all think because I say one thing that it's a knock against somebody else. This is nothing. This is merely me. And by the way, I don't think it's a bad take either. I don't think it's a bad take either. But personal opinion. And y'all can disagree with me, and it sounds like y'all do. And that's fine. And y'all can keep the receipt. I know receipts are being handed out here. I love Tyreek. I love me some cheetah. Don't take the y'all. That's fine. Y'all taking this and running with it, though. Calm down. Just calm down, y'all. All right. Who's next? Who do I got up here? Is this Hot Dog Man?
Oh, yes, Steven. You got company. Listen, I'm going to tell you why. You are 1,000% correct with your take.
You agree with me?
Absolutely, 100%.
This is not good for me if you're agreeing with me. This is not good at all.
This is why, because it took you guys 11 weeks to come along with my opinion. I said this from the beginning of the season that Justin Jefferson was the best in the league. I've been on that bandwagon since he left LSU. So I got a little bit of a bias because I was on his bandwagon since he got drafted. I've always had that opinion of him.
So, I'm a big football.
And this is recorded now. This is nothing new. I've been saying this before, Steven.
I love football, right? Like I watch all football. Like I will do it. Like there are some people that make me change the channel to go watch them. Justin Jefferson is one of those people.
And check this out, Steven. Everybody know I've been loving my Dolphins since 81, right? I had an opportunity to choose between going to the Steelers game, right, and then coming to the Vikings game. I specifically chose the Vikings game because I wanted to also see Justin Jefferson play.
Yeah.
Exactly. That was the tiebreaker. Justin Jefferson was a tiebreaker over whether I buy Steelers tickets or Vikings tickets.
Jose,
that was it.
Here comes Crypto with his gaslighting. Crypto, I refuse to be gaslighted by you. Now you know you're wrong even when Crypto agrees with you. Really bad take if Crypto agrees with you. Everybody.
All you guys are a bunch of homers. Stop it.
Says Crypto's boys Devontae Parker looked good last night.
Devontae Parker didn't help them not a single bit.
He had a few good catches. That was all.
I know, just a few good catches that these guys are talking about. He having an out of body
Rick
experience.
was messing with you, but to go back to the Justin Jefferson comment, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that comment. Like, why can't we give people their props on other teams, man?
Yeah, I know. That's the thing.
Hill or Waddle or Jefferson and Thielen. Hill and Waddle's the better duo. 10 out of 10. I'm not
right.
Hill and
that's the better deal. We got the better duo out of everybody.
Duo. And by the way, it's not that Justin Jefferson is so much more better than Tyreek. It's like it's incrementally better.
1A, 1B. It's 1A, 1B.
Yeah, is close. Is real close.
Yeah, 1A, 1B is like you said, the height factor gives him he got the prototypical build. Tyreek's got a build for his size, but Jefferson's got the range as far as being able to get the ball. And he's already proven to you he doesn't need two hands to catch a football.
No. But do you think Minnesota's for real? Like, do you think they're
it's official, Steven, because I say this because not only of that, they dominated the other conference. They dominated our conference. They beat everybody in our division.
Well, so let me just throw this out there, right? Because they didn't dominate the Patriots last night. They barely beat them. Let's call.
They don't have to. They just get the W. That's all that matters.
And they barely beat us with a backup quarterback. But let me just say this.
What? They beat the Buffalo Bills with their quarterback. So, true, I mean, right? We can't keep knocking them down when they keep beating quality playoff teams.
No, hold on, bud. What here?
All of our hey, Steven, hold on.
Good teams.
All of our teams are division are playoff contenders. They beat us all.
It is just me, Crypto. Calm down. Relax. What I'm telling you, my guy, is that when I make a statement, good teams find a way to win, right?
Yeah, they found a way to win.
It falls into that category. But, and there is a but, and there's allowed to be a but, you have to play into the factor of, man, some of the, like, to go back to the game last night, I turned to my wife, we watched the game together, and I said, man, how come Minnesota gets killed by Dallas 40-3 or whatever it was last week, right?
And it's just one of those games, Steven.
And then Minnesota comes out and plays the way they played last night against New England. By the way, I'm not saying New England and Dallas are the same team. I'm just saying I feel like Minnesota shows up very differently on a week-to-week basis. There's not a lot of consistency for them. But they do find a way to pull out games, which is why their record obviously
it's enough for them to be near the top of the conference, though, Steve.
So, I mean, so I'll say this: can Minnesota find? It's. Do
you think? Put it like this: do you think New England has a good defense?
I don't think New England's good.
It's above average. It's well above. They're top five. I think they was top 5, top 6 before last night. Last night numbers threw it off. But before going into that game, they were like a top 5 defense in points allowed.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, look. I mean,
listen. They've only given up they put up a stat in that game. They've given up a total of 240 yards in 2 games total. They've given up that in the first half to the Vikings.
This is the worst New England Patriots team I've ever seen in 20 years, 25 years.
How can you say that?
They're the worst Patriots team I've seen in the last 25
They're
years.
The most inconsistent Patriot team. I won't say they're the worst. This year's Patriot team was better than the last year's that made the playoffs.
Hold on, Crypto. Part of their legacy or their dominance has been consistency. So if they've been inconsistent, then that just confirms to me that they are the worst team that they've been in the last 25 years. Now, with that being said,
they weren't dominant last year, Stephen, and they made the playoffs.
We as Dolphin fans would be like, holy cow, if that's their worst team in the last 25 years, we'll take that every day of the week, right? At least our last 20 years compared to their last 20 years. Now, with that being said, we're definitely the better team this year by far and away, not even close. But the New England Patriots, for all standard purposes, I don't believe will make the playoffs. I don't believe the Jets or the Patriots will make the playoffs. Where 2 weeks ago, I was ready to say
you change your tune every week, Steve. You flip-flop it.
I can flip-flop, and here's why. this is, and by the way, this is a problem I'm having with the entire NFL crypto. There's no consistency anywhere with the exception of the Chiefs. The Dolphins, I would say the Dolphins have been consistent. There's been no consistency.
That's recency bias, though, Steven.
I mean, how can you say that? The Dolphins are 7-3 in the 3 games that they lost. Tua wasn't in, but as long as Tua's in, they've been.
Yeah, every game has been that way.
But is it a matter of there's more parity in the league, or is it teams have been inconsistent? And I don't think it can be both.
The form is, it's parity. It's clear parity.
So the teams are better than they've been in the past, and because of that, the competition is better.
It appears to be that teams are inconsistent when on a week-to-week basis they matching up against a team that can beat them at any given moment. That's what making it look that way.
And by the way, to stay
and look, I'm gonna give you examples, Stephen, on why it's a parity. Remember, before all Thursday's games, before yesterday's games, the separation. This is a telltale of parity in the AFC. The first place team, Chiefs, is only 2 games ahead of the 8th place team. Think about that for a moment.
Wow.
2 games only separate number 1 and number 8. That's parity.
That is that.
Anybody go on a 2-game slide, you can instantly be in 8th place. That's what I'm saying.
So, and I'm just asking you to clarify: is it parity, or is it the rest of the NFL is just like there's? I don't want to say they've gotten worse. I don't think they've gotten worse. I agree with you. I think it's parity.
Yeah, it's definitely.
I was about to ask you the question, and as I'm saying, I'm like, that's not true. The rest of the NFL just has gotten better all around. The AFC in general, I think, could easily be won by 4 or 5 teams.
Yeah, as far as clinching that first overall seed, and another thing, Stephen,
I think
you could say the top 10 teams, right now, is still mathematically alive
in the AFC.
Yes,
I know, that's wild.
So, and this is week what, 11?
Week 11.
Already week 11, you still got 10 teams mathematically alive.
Like if you look at the standings,
maybe more. I think maybe more teams are mathematically, but at least 10 teams have a shot at the playoffs. A slide by anybody, one direction or another, can catapult you or plummet you out of the competition.
Look,
that's the parity right there.
I said if worst case scenario happens, Miami wins only 3 more games the rest of the year, they still make the playoffs. They still make the playoffs with 3.
They still make it, right? Because everything's so tight in tiebreaker scenarios.
Correct. But I will also say that I believe that that's not going to be the case. I believe Miami's going to only lose at the most 2 more games, in my opinion.
That's fair. That puts us at 12, meaning you could be somewhere between the 2nd seed or 1st seed or the 6th seed.
Correct.
Even with 12 wins, you can still be, a 5th or 6th seed.
Christopher Carter says the reason so many teams are mathematically alive is that both conferences have a basement division. Yeah, the West.
Yeah, exactly. The West and both conferences are bad.
Absolutely suck.
Right, the West and no, wait a minute. The Seattle's division. Who's the basement team in that division? Arizona. It
is. Hold on. Pulled in standings. There we go. NFC.
Everybody's won 5 or 6 games or close to it.
San Fran is in first place right now there.
6-4, right.
And Arizona and the Rams have 7 losses. So I don't see Arizona or the Rams winning their division. It's either going to be
no, they're not going to win. But the thing is, even at 7 losses, they're mathematically not eliminated.
No, they're not. If you look at the playoffs right now, if the season were to end today, Seattle is the 3rd wild card team in the NFC. That's wild.
The 3rd wild card team.
Correct. And right behind them is the Washington Commanders at 6-5. And then 5 and 6 under 500. Atlanta is a game and a half out of the last place.
with 6 to play. See, that's what I'm saying. They can get hot, or somebody can go cold, and it can switch in a moment's notice.
Or a buttload of teams could go cold, and there could be around a 500 team. Here's what I think: that last playoff spot in the NFC is going to be by a team that is no more than 2 games above 500.
No more than 2 games above, so they'd be around what, 9-8?
Yeah, 9-8, maybe 10-7. That's 3.
I think that was it last year. I think that was the case last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When the Eagles 10 wins, 10-7 or something like that.
My favorites for the last wild card slot are
San Fran.
Going to be Detroit.
I say Tampa Bay.
It's going to be Detroit. No, dude, I'm going to tell you right now, the only way Tampa Bay gets in is if they win their division.
They have to win the division.
That's the only way they get in. If I'm honest with myself, Detroit, Washington, or Seattle is going to take that last wild card slot. They're going to fight for the last wild card slot. And Detroit hurt themselves yesterday by losing that game.
They did.
But they're still mathematically in it. And
you want to talk about out of a Detroit, team that crapped the bed? That was them at the end of the game.
Correct. And out of Detroit, Washington, and Seattle, I guess I probably like Seattle more than I like Detroit. But
no, they won the tiebreaker, so they'll get the edge. Remember, they beat them in that shootout, 48-45.
Yeah, 48-45. You're right.
48-45.
Unbelievable game.
Yeah.
But to go back to the AFC, right, where the Dolphins are in, obviously, Miami right now sitting at 7-3 in the first wild card slot, right? So if Kansas City, who's in first, is 8-2.
So the wild card team goes. Wait a minute, you only one team gets a bye this year, Steven.
I know, and so what I'm saying to that is that it's plausible, entirely plausible, that the 5th or 6th seed in the wild card has the same exact record as the number 1 seed.
Oh yeah. As far as in the conference,
yeah.
That's wild. That's plausible. That the 1 seed can have the same record as somebody in the 5th wild card.
Or 6. I'm not even going to throw the 6 out of it.
Yeah, because the 6th seed is only down by half a game?
They're 6-4 at Cincinnati.
Okay, so 2 games.
That means they're 2 games out of the first slot.
First slot, exactly.
Now, the cities. Now,
if they win the division, they could be number 2, though. If Cincinnati, if they win the division.
But listen to this. All right, this is the Chiefs' rest of their schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Home against the Rams, and then a 3-game road trip at Cincinnati, at Denver, at Houston. The Cincinnati game will be tough for them. Okay.
Yeah.
But Denver and Houston are probably wins. Although, don't ever throw Denver out at home. So, I mean, that it could happen.
Well, no, that's a loss, Steven. You talking about the Chiefs in Denver?
Chiefs in Denver.
Oh, that's guaranteed win. You know why?
You just said it was a loss. Which one is it?
It's a win. It's a win for the Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, look, odds are definitely in their favor.
You want to check out this for a record. Patrick Mahomes is 25-0 on the road in his division.
That sucks. This is the rest of all right, so let me say this is the rest of their schedule. Bear with me. Let me get all these games out. All right, real quick. At home against the Rams. On the road against Cincinnati, Denver, Houston. Then back at home for 2 against Seattle and Denver. And then they close out the year at Vegas. I don't know if the Kansas City loses another game this year.
Right. Especially if it's road division games where they've been totally dominant.
If they lose another game.
Now at home, they could lose a home game, but I don't think they losing on the road. Not in their division.
So their home remaining games, Rams, Seattle, Denver.
If they don't lose against the Rams, then they run the table. They will have to be the Rams. That's the only possible loss I can see.
Here's Buffalo's remaining schedule. Okay, you ready? New England on Thursday at New England. Then 2 games at home, the Jets and the Dolphins.
And then they get a Thursday game.
And then they go out on the road, Chicago and Cincinnati.
Oh,
and
Jesus.
New England. So if I'm looking at Buffalo, Buffalo's probably going to lose 2, maybe even 3 more
Three.
games.
They can lose possibly 3 more
They can
games, right?
possibly lose 3 more games. And I'm going to
And-
say, like New England's going to play them tough, right? That's going to be a close game. I don't think it'll be a blowout.
I would say the Jets and us and the Bears.
And the Jets already beat them once, although I
Right.
don't see
So
that
they,
happening again. And then we play them. That's a potential loss. And then they play Cincinnati, Chicago.
who's vying for playoffs?
Yep.
They're vying for wild card, so they're going to be in spoiler mode.
Here's what I say: Buffalo loses 3 more games. 2 to 3. Let's say.
Oh, yeah.
2 to 3 more games. Buffalo loses.
I would agree with that.
So that would.
I would even push the limit and say 4.
Well, I'm going to say 2 to 3, and I think it's more likely 3. So I would say Buffalo finishes with 6 losses, which puts them at 11-6, right? 17 games.
11-6.
I think 12 wins gets you there to win. And even if we tie, we own the tiebreaker over Buffalo, right?
That's only if we beat them and don't lose to any other teams.
Well, any other division.
If we split, then it go to division record.
No, right now Buffalo.
They've already lost 2 division games.
0-2 in their division, where Miami is 2-1.
Right. That means we can't lose another division game, even if we lose to Buffalo.
Okay, I'm fair. Well, the New England game will be interesting.
Right. I think both of us got still 3 division games left.
I think we're a million times better than New England. But
actually, they got 4 division games left, don't they?
There were many years in the past where New England was the better team than us, and we beat them. And we beat them.
That's what I keep bringing up, Stephen, about the 4-11 team that went into Foxborough.
I mean, that's why, like, I want to say, okay, to go back to Kansas City to say, well, Kansas City's not going to lose another game.
Well, if they just decide to sit everybody, it's clinched.
Division games are, it doesn't matter how bad.
Let's think about it. They don't play the Chargers no more.
That's true.
And they got to play the Vegas. So that's the toughest out.
Yeah, and that's not that tough. And then one more team I just want to go through real quick is Baltimore's remaining schedule.
Oh, they got a cupcake schedule. They might end up in first place.
Schedule. And all right, you ready for the rest of
cupcakes? They might be 15-2.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
At Jacksonville versus Denver, at Pittsburgh, at Cleveland, versus Atlanta, versus Pittsburgh, at Cincinnati. The Baltimore's toughest game is the very last week of the year at Cincinnati.
Yes.
So Baltimore
maybe Cleveland because Deshaun Watson will be playing.
Baltimore potentially loses 1, maybe 2 more games.
Yes, because Cleveland would be tough.
If that's the case, that puts them at 5 losses, worst case scenario, and that makes them 12-5.
Right.
So I don't think
Cincinnati has to lose the division for us to get the 2 seed if KC wins out. We would need Cincy to lose that division so we won't have a tiebreaker with them. So we actually want Buffalo to we want the Ravens to win their division.
Why do we want the Ravens to win their division?
Because
we want Cincinnati to win their division.
No, because if we win the division
over Baltimore.
No, because if we win the division and if we I'm saying if we win and we tie with Cincinnati,
nothing we need to worry about, right? But
no. It is something to worry about because it goes to wild card seeding if Kansas City wins out. We will get a lower seed if Cincinnati is the division champions. So we don't need Cincinnati winning the division, even if we win the division. That's if KC stays number 1. We will automatically slide down to 3rd or lower because of the tiebreaker with Cincinnati.
I need to see that a little bit more. Like I need to see it, not just hear it. Like I need to vision that. But from what I can see, we hold the tiebreaker over Baltimore. So we would rather,
but that's what I'm saying.
We would rather, correct me if and you are trying
Baltimore win the division. So we can have a higher seed than Baltimore.
As long as we win our division, which is no
Right.
guarantee yet.
Right.
But if we don't win our division,
We still need Baltimore to win the division because we don't need a tiebreaker with Cincinnati. We got to avoid all tiebreaker scenarios with Cincinnati.
Whatever we do, we want Baltimore to do. So if we win the division, we want Baltimore to win the division. If we get a wild card, we want Baltimore to get the wild card.
Right. Right. We won't. Exactly. That's the easy way to put it.
That's
right.
How
whatever Baltimore does, that's what we need to do so we can stay a tiebreaker with them. We don't need a tiebreaker with Cincinnati.
Now, should we talk about Tennessee real quick?
Yeah, they've gotten already 3 losses.
Well, here's the rest of Tennessee's schedule. All right. Cincinnati, Philly,
right?
At Philly.
Oh, Jesus.
Home against Jacksonville, at LA, then at home against Houston, Dallas, and then Jacksonville. I think
they got 3 losses.
I think they have a minimum 3 more losses, maybe even 4.
Yeah, that's 3 losses right there. I don't think they beat the Cowboys. The Cowboys' offense is better than theirs.
I agree with that.
They definitely. Who they play? The Browns.
Cincinnati's a potential loss. Philly's a potential loss. They got to go to the West Coast, and I don't think that they have a good record on the West Coast. So I'm going to say that's a potential loss against the Chargers. Although I think Tennessee's a better team, but still,
they got better defense.
It's it's a potential loss. But so we'll just stay at 3 instead of 4. And then they play Dallas. There's your 4 losses right there, not including going to the West Coast and not playing the last game against Jacksonville, which is a division game, which Jacksonville, even if they're bad, plays Tennessee good. So they have 3 to 5 potential losses left, Tennessee. So I'm not worried about Tennessee.
Now watch Steven. Watch they end up being the ones run the table and breaking our hearts. It always happens.
Look, the teams I'm worried about, and I put that in quotations. I'm going to say Kansas City, right? I respect them. You got to worry about Baltimore and the Cincinnati team games because that's going to matter to us. And then obviously Buffalo. But again, Buffalo, they should have lost.
Right, man. Because you don't need them getting lucky and teams crapping the bed in the fourth quarter again against them.
If they had lost that game against Detroit, they would have lost 3 out of their last 4, and then we'd be talking about, man, Buffalo's not that great. They're on a lose,
Yeah, that would have been 3 out of 4. 2 out of 3.
Instead, they're 500 in the last 4 because they lost to Jets, they lost to Minnesota, and then they beat Cleveland. Although Cleveland almost, came from behind at the end of that game, and then Detroit, they just pulled it out. I mean, let me bring in Robert, my guy Robert. Rob, what's up, buddy?
Not much, bud. How you doing?
How are you?
What's happening?
Hey, let me ask you guys both a question. Is Buffalo, are they legit? Where do you see Buffalo, honestly?
I would say now they're above average.
I don't even know if they're that, but you can't.
I don't even consider them a super team that everybody's crowning them like they were at the beginning of the season. I don't consider them that. I could say that much.
Go ahead, Robert.
So they're heavily plagued by injuries, which is a big part of it. They don't look like they did at the beginning of the season. And I think the problem that they have is other teams are coming into form. They haven't been convincing about any of their wins or any of their play in the past 4 or 5 games. And that's started before Allen's injury. If you look at yesterday's game, you take away that one big 40-yard bomb he made to save the game for them. He was under 200 yards passing.
I know.
And he had 2 passing TDs, 1 rushing TD, and an interception?
Correct.
That's not winning play. So I don't fear them, but I also can't count them out. Now, Von Miller's out for any significant length of time with that knee injury. then my answer changes and they fall another step because there goes their pass rush. Their secondary looks crippled, and Josh Allen looks like the bum he is.
It's interesting. I'm looking at I'm reading the stats right now, and so like I said, Buffalo's last 4 games. You go to the Jets, they lost to the Jets. Nobody saw that coming. Nobody did. And at that point, they had just come off beating.
Hold on, pump the brakes, Steven. I did.
I didn't, and I tell you, 90% of the world didn't.
Crypto, I love you, man, but you are an outlier in opinions on a lot of things.
Yeah, that's why I say. A lot of people didn't see the Jets beating them like I did. Nobody saw the Jets beating us like I did. So
I didn't. But here's what I'll say. So they had just come off, the Green Bay bye week, Kansas City win, and I think the Kansas City win was a big statement for Buffalo after that because it was like, man, I thought at that moment they were the best team in the NFL, Buffalo, when they beat Kansas City.
But they blew their load on that.
They did.
Huh?
They went into the bye. Then they came out against Green Bay, and Green Bay.
They didn't go into that like it was a bye.
What?
They went into it like a freaking 7th grade boy trying to get a kiss at the school dance and just freaking had an accent that made him go to the bathroom after it was over. That's what they look like.
Robert, your analogies are very interesting, I must say. And then they go to Green Bay, or they play Green Bay, they beat Green Bay, and then they go to New York, they go to the Jets, and they lose to the Jets, and then they're at Minnesota, and they have that game won, and Josh Allen fumbles on his own half-yard line. Minnesota ends up winning that game. Absolutely crazy ending to that game, right? So now they've got 2 losses in a row. They play Cleveland. And if you go back and look at that game, Cleveland scored 13 points in the 4th quarter. And they had that game won. Don't get it twisted. But they almost blew it. Like they were an onside kick away from having all the momentum go to Cleveland in that game. And then you look at the Detroit game yesterday, and you're sitting there saying, man, I think Detroit is an up-and-coming team. I'm not saying they're a bad team or they're a crap team, but I think they're an up-and-coming team, right?
Detroit's improved a lot.
Detroit is the best 4-7 team I've ever seen.
So I expected Detroit to put up 30 points is the only thing I will say. I also expected the Bills to put up more, but I figured the game was going to be 50-50. Neither team.
Detroit had every chance.
That was a short week in Buffalo travel.
Detroit
stupidly.
Detroit had
twice in the same week.
Detroit had every chance in the world to put up 30 points in that game, Robert. So it wasn't like they couldn't. They just didn't capitalize.
They just didn't pull it off.
Yeah, the one pass that he threw on 3rd down and 1, he went for a long shot and he freaking just missed a wide open receiver that would have been the game-winning touchdown. They had to settle for a field goal.
All right, so here's the question. All right, so they beat Detroit yesterday. They go to New England next week. What do y'all think about that game?
Honestly, I think New England's going to play a lot tougher than any other defense they've played in quite a while.
You think New England is going to beat Buffalo next weekend?
What was it in New England or in Buffalo?
Play like he played today, or does Mac Jones play like he played when he played the Jets?
I'm asking you, what do you think, Robert?
Well, either one of them could be a positive outcome if they defense give up only 3 points.
Right, but that's not realistic. Is it in Buffalo or is it in New England?
I just can't say
it's in New England. It's in New England.
I give New England the advantage in that.
I will only give Buffalo an edge if the act of God don't happen like it did last year and limit their passing game, with putting a 400-mile-an-hour wind into the stadium, basically crippling the Buffalo Bills offense. That's the only way I would give New England a hedge.
Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Make sure you hit the like button, donate to the channel, help the channel grow. I don't care if it's $1. If all 80 people watching right now donated at least $1, would go such a long way into helping the channel grow. Spread Kindness Friday. Please donate if you're able to. We do accept Cash App, PayPal, or you can use the YouTube live super chat. All right, let's stay with this Buffalo thing. All right, so let
me rebuttal crypto real quick on that. Like,
okay,
if Mac Jones plays well, I think New England wins it. The problems that I have with Buffalo in that regard, I don't trust their offense, and I absolutely trust Bill Belichick and that defense of his. And he has historically found a way to give them fits, especially at home.
To that last point, just like T. Christopher Carter said,
I wouldn't.
It doesn't matter who plays quarterback for the New England Patriots. As long as that defense shows up, it can be Zappy or it can be Whack Jones.
Yeah, I'm not going to go off Mac Jones' play because I think Buffalo Bills defense is good enough to handle anything he could throw at them. Like I said, it's going to have to be a crippling of the Buffalo Bills passing game in order for them, the Patriots, to have a chance. Because at this point in the season, I just don't like the matchup situation with Diggs and their cornerbacks.
I mean, their passing game's already crippled. Have you seen Allen's quarterback play in the last few games?
Yeah, but he's always finding a way to make a magical miracle play when it matters. When Diggs is always getting shut down, it's always him coming out in the second half or late in the first quarter to get him up.
Hold on, breaking news. Okay, Adam Schefter reporting: Bills linebacker Von Miller did not tear his ACL, but there's other damage that the doctors are reviewing to determine how much time he will miss. For now, he is out indefinitely per sources. He could be out a couple of weeks. It could be season ending. More info is still being gathered. Ian Rappaport reporting: Bills star pass rusher Von Miller did not tear his ACL. There's concern about his lateral meniscus, though. He's out at least a week to 10 days while he figures it out. He'll have surgery. The question is now or after the season. This is all following the MRI today. So, Von Miller did not tear his ACL, but he needs to have surgery. The question is he going to do it now or at the end of the season? And can he hurt himself worse with what he currently has? And it could be a lateral meniscus. So, what do you guys think about Von Miller being out, and how long do you think he will be out?
I don't think it'd be relevant. Judon is the type of game that can dominate the Patriots' offensive line and make a difference.
What?
Say not Judon, but the Bills. I mean Milano. My bad. The Bills linebacker, Milano. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Milano could be the difference. Plus he can catch.
So let me be honest with you. I want Von Miller to play against us. I don't want Buffalo to have any excuses. I hope his knee is fine. And
it doesn't matter who plays, who doesn't. They're still going to come up with excuses. At the end of the day,
it's already built in.
But we want to take the damn crap, shove it in their face, and be like, you talked all that crap. We went through all of our stuff. And you know what? You can sit there, get on your knees, make an O shape, and pray, because I got some business to take care of. And that's where you belong.
Tell me how you really feel, Robert.
Steven, this is a family show.
I know. That's what I was getting at.
I don't know, man. It's just does something about actually New England kind of got that same mystique too. A knack of winning games they have no business winning, and the Bills do too. So I'm a deem this the mystique game, the battle of who got the greatest mystique. Because they always tend to overcome stuff that they shouldn't have overcame. Both teams are guilty of it. New England as well as Buffalo. To be honest, they've been doing this for years. So that's why it's kind of hard to gauge what's going to really happen in this game.
Miami Fan Talk Show with a $2 donation. Dolphins to the moon. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you for the donation.
Is anyone else super happy the Patriots lost last night?
Yeah, hands down.
By default, yeah, we should be. Minnesota did something we wanted them to do.
I did not want them within the game of us at all. I'm like, no, Stay the hell away.
I was hoping Detroit would have more so than anything. That's the
Agreed.
one I really wanted to win.
Agreed. And that pass, they were lucky Diggs came down with it because it was contested.
I
It
think
was a
that
contested catch.
I think
He was griping on the
anytime an
sideline.
AFC East team loses, it's going to help us. It's going to help us in many different ways.
Yeah.
And we want to see it, right? And we're here for it. So
Even if it's to a non-conference team, it still helps us.
And by the way, here's the other thing that I don't want to get twisted too, right? We play the Houston Texans this week. They're arguably the worst team in football.
Arguably, what do you mean? They are. To me, who's worse than them?
I don't want the scenario to get out that if it's a close game, that oh my God, the Dolphins. No, like people talk about excuses, and I think
it don't matter if it's a close. If you win, you win,
That's
Steven. It don't matter.
Even
Even if it's a close game, it don't matter.
I want to throw this out there. I think we're going to kill them. I think we're going to absolutely massacre them. But that doesn't make it all the same to be like it's any given Sunday, any team can throw out and win. I just don't think. I mean, I personally think we're going to beat them senseless. I think it's going to be a blowout.
Should be a
so
good
you're
game.
bracing yourself if it's not going to be a blowout? What do you mean?
I expect it to be a blowout. I just want to kind of tell myself that if it's not, it's not the end of the world, right?
Oh no, it's not the end of the world.
For the commentary come Monday because you know what's happening.
It's not the end of the world if we win close. Right? If we win by a field goal or less, it don't matter.
But the fan base will think so.
The media will think so too. We will be looked at as frauds if we don't win significantly.
If who's going to be a fraud if we don't? You said we're going to be looked at as frauds if we don't win.
Joe Shad reporting Teron Armstead and Thomas Morstead likely to play Sunday per Mike McDaniel.
That's what I was saying, Crypto. If we don't win convincingly, we'll be looked at as frauds.
Oh yeah, the media are definitely going to be back on the other side of that bandwagon. They're gonna be like, "See, I told you so." They're frauds. Yeah, I could see that definitely.
It like Monday morning. How great of a game to have had. Even say he played lights out, but somehow it was still barely a win. No, they would still come out and find a way to spend it. Oh, we're trash. We hyped them up too soon. They ain't there yet. Like that would absolutely be the narrative.
I like what color just.
So basically, a carbon copy of the Bears game, basically.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, because he played good. He played good, and we won that one by a field goal. But yeah, so basically, that's what it'll be. If we have a carbon copy of the Bears game.
Let's play the other side to that scenario. They do come out and blow out Houston.
They did what they're supposed to.
Is it okay?
And then they do what they're supposed to. Right. It'll be.
Is it okay for Dolphins fans to get excited and be like, "Oh my God, we did exactly what we should have done. That's how good this football team is. Let's go."
Steven, you have one of the top offenses in the NFL.
Yeah.
You have a quarterback who's playing top 3, top 5. You should already be excited. Your defense is sus, but they're still stringing things together. You have a new defensive end who's making an impact. Like, you have a reason to be excited now.
I don't disagree with you.
But I think Steven's saying, like, we get another quality win against a team we expected to win by a large margin.
Look, here's like, so by the way, I just want to say that I was right 4 games ago when I said the Dolphins were going to go 5-0. Just want to
I thought you were going to say you're right about the Raiders for a second.
No, look, everybody wants to bring up the Raiders for me this year. That's fine.
I was going to say, well, how about them Raiders? I'm surprised the coach is still on the team. He hasn't been fired yet.
And I both. Josh McDaniels, I don't think will be, but that's neither here or there. What I'm saying is, I said 4 weeks ago, I said, look, Miami's going to go on a 5-game win streak. I'm not quite sure about this West Coast trip yet, but up until that West Coast trip, Miami's going to win the rest of the games. And I was right. And I was, and everybody's like, well, wait. Some people are saying, well, Steven, you got to wait till, no, we're going to beat Houston. We're going to kill them. So I'm putting that in the win column. Miami's going to sit at 8-3 come Sunday afternoon after that game. And then they got a 3-game road trip. And that 3-game road trip, I think will be I think that will show exactly what this team is.
The game that scares me the most.
If they come out 3-0, I don't want to hear nothing from nobody because, like, to me, they have shown and proved everything they've had. If they come out 2-1 off of that 3-game road trip, I still think that says a lot, and I still think we should be pumping our chest up and be like, let's go.
So the game that scares me the most in that is by far the 49ers.
That 49ers game is going to, I think, be the
they defensively equipped to match us
100%, and they know our playbook
with speed and aggression and physicality. So yeah, they the only team that's equipped.
They know our playbook real quick because there's stuff that they don't execute that McDaniels wants to execute, and it has more to do with their QB and their personnel on that team. There's also probably some stuff they do that we don't do. Like they have an idea, they're familiar with some of our schemes and concepts, but there's stuff in both playbooks that either teams aren't running probably due to personnel.
Yeah, it's all personnel based. Yeah.
Like
different elements of
not nearly as accurate or good with anticipation as Tannehill is. All right, not Tannehill, but Tua.
And I think since San Fran is used to that and isn't okay with it because it led them to a Super Bowl, a near Super Bowl win. But I'm sure
I'm going to tell you this right now, gentlemen. If the Miami Dolphins come out of the game, if they come out of San Francisco with a win, I think we're Super Bowl contenders.
I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree because that would mean you beat a physical team that's known for taking people's head off, and you survive that game. Then yeah, you can move on to the playoffs.
If we beat San Francisco in San Fran, Miami are legit Super Bowl contenders. And if that game is close, as long as they go out and beat the Chargers and hold it, like, here's the other thing too, right? Like, what if they lose to the 49ers and the Bills close by like a field goal and they hang tough with them?
Right.
How would you feel if they lost close games to San Fran and Buffalo?
Then we're taking the wild card, and it is what it is. If we lose to San Fran and Buffalo, then we're going to take a wild card.
Okay, I'll give you that. But I'm just talking about as far as like where you see.
Right. And then we have to be thinking playoffs at that point, as far as trying to figure out how do we match up against the team we're going to play in that first round.
Like the types of teams we haven't really faced yet are like, I'm going to stand up and hit you in the mouth harder than you can hit me.
Well, that's what I think the next 3 weeks is after this game, Robert. I think that's what the 49ers, Chargers, and Buffalo game is.
I would give you 2 out of the 3. I think the Chargers are soft.
I think they are not a pushover. We should not sleep on them.
No, they're not a pushover, but they defense has been dismantled, kind of banged up.
Well,
they're not all together.
That's not even where I'm coming from. When you put the ball in Herbert's hand to win the game, he chokes. That guy doesn't win you a game.
I don't want to.
Well, with the exception that
back and forth.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that the Miami Dolphins,
he should have won that Chief game.
I wanted to play the scenario of if they lose 2 out of 3, and those 2 losses are San Fran and Buffalo, and both of those losses are by a field goal or less, or a possession or less. Let's say 1 possession or less, right? Like you can't. And they go out and win the rest of their games, they still finish what? 12-5.
Yeah.
They're still legit. They're still like.
No, I'm not saying you're losers at that point.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't overlook nobody down the stretch.
But like,
here's what I think. I think we win 2 games or more in the 3-game road trip. Miami fans need to be pumping their chest out and being like, let's go. Check your pulse. We're ready. Let's go. Whoever wants us can come get us. We go 3-0. Everybody should be saying that, not just a majority of the fan base. Every Dolphins fan should be saying that. And if you're saying anything otherwise after going 3-0 on that road trip, I'm really going to have to, question why do you like Like why? Like why? If we go 3-0,
I'm Steven, I'm already sort of excited anyway. Win or loss. If we go 3-0 or 0-3, I'm still gonna have the same amount of excitement because I've already
you have
graduated
the
us as a
same amount of excitement. No, you should not have the same amount of
absolutely.
excitement.
This is why. Because I've already graduated us to a good regular season team, meaning that I think we by default we make the playoffs regardless. So in that sense, I'm only focused on how we're going to perform in January or December if we play on the road or at
You mean
home.
January or February?
Yeah,
January and February.
to get to February. That's what I'm saying. You're going to have to play in January to get there. So how you performed, I'm already in my mind mentally tapped out the regular season as far as chalking it up as we've graduated the regular season stage as great regular season performers. What are you going to do come playoff time and avoid being like what Marvin Lewis did with his teams in Cincinnati, constantly getting them there and bowing out exit stage left come playoff time?
It's not even close to the same though. The style of football we're playing, the brand of football we're playing,
It's the
doesn't
same
even.
concept as far as you getting there and exiting stage left, regardless of the style.
I get that, but the team's
Great
not being
styles have made the playoffs year in and
crypto,
year out, Robert,
crypto,
like the
crypto.
Indianapolis Colts did
Hey man,
before and bowing exiting stage left as
dude,
well.
dude, if you want to have a discussion, let's have a discussion and stop interrupting me when I'm trying to make my point.
I wasn't finished my point.
Okay, tell me when you're done. I'm sorry, I thought you were.
Go
The
ahead.
point is that to say that it's not the same style, it's still the same, it's still the same mindset as far as constantly dominating the regular season and exiting stage left. I'm not saying how you play football to get to those points. The point is making an appearance and exiting stage left is the only point. Regardless if you got there by running the ball a million times or you got there passing the ball by a million times. The point is you made an appearance like Marvin Lewis constantly did with those Bengals teams. And at the time that when the Indianapolis Colts was constantly making it with Peyton Manning, and they was making X's in the playoffs and couldn't get over the hump until he finally got over the hump. That's all I'm saying. I'm not worrying about the style of play and the personnel that we using to get there. It's the concept of getting there, making an appearance, and exiting stage left, no matter what. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so my turn.
Yeah.
Okay, so the point I was getting at is yes, the Bengals had an issue to where they would constantly make it to the playoffs and fell, but offensively, I don't remember them ever looking as good. Maybe I'm wrong. Defensively, I think they looked a little bit better than we do right now. Their QB, their coach, and their offensive staff, I don't trust anywhere near as much as I trust ours. So with all that being said, I don't see that being a huge issue for us. Like that's not a concern I have if we get in. Taking every game on its own, there's like two teams in the playoffs that I don't think I want to go against.
Who is that?
And for me, it's the Titans and it's the Chiefs. But we're probably going to have to go through the Chiefs anyways.
We're facing the Chiefs in the playoffs.
I'm not disagreeing with you. Given the choice of not facing them, I would choose not to face them. Because the reason I dislike those two teams, you can't do anything but praise Patrick Mahomes for his play because that guy plays lights out all the time, every time. And I will give that guy his props. He's phenomenal. Probably the best in the game right now. The Titans, they may be a one-trick pony, but they are really, really good at that one trick. And they hurt you when they hit you.
It's true.
Like,
Yeah, the Titans are a physical team. I was going to say, back to the point of who did Marvin Lewis teams fielded. Yes, our numbers offensively is above theirs as far as an offensive standpoint. They did have great defenses back then, but they've also fielded all pro players at that time, like Ocho Cinco and great pass catchers. Brown. They've had Chris Smith, one of the fastest running backs that ever hit the backfield. They've had a lot of people from the skill positions that was formidable that made them great regular season, excellent performers. And they just matched up against that one physical team in the playoff and smacked them in the mouth, and then they got knocked backwards.
And
so
Robert,
they've had formidable.
Robert, to your point, let me just interrupt for a second. Crypto, sorry, man. Somebody just put this in the chat, and I agree. Color said it. Tannehill will never get to the dance. I'm not hating on Tannehill, but I 100% agree with Color on that statement. Like, I don't see a war. Like, I understand how good Derrick Henry is, but I think when you get to this, when you start getting deep into the playoffs, a quarterback is going to be a big part of your success or not. And
I don't think Tannehill in a championship game.
I say that to say to you that I don't think we should be worried about the Titans per se.
So I don't fear Tannehill in a championship game. And it's the physicality of the play that the Titans give that I think would mess us up. That's the reason I feel really.
I can tell you right now.
I would agree with that. I could agree with that because it's the physicality that can throw off.
There's only 2 teams in the entire NFL. There's 3 teams in the entire NFL that I respect. Like, okay, they're legit. Like, I would be I would be like, this is going to be a tough game. Okay, San Fran, Buffalo, and then maybe, just maybe, I'm gonna say Dallas.
How are you respecting Buffalo when they put up performances like they had last
Buffalo
year?
just has. I mean, again, they've just. I'm not saying one win earlier this year is already making me think we're going to beat them no matter what.
No, for me, it has nothing to do with that. If you look at the totality of what Buffalo's put out, it's not great.
Even when Buffalo sucked, they played us well. Like,
that's true.
We weren't good at that point either.
Well, that's fine. I agree.
So when you have two
now both teams are good. What's the equalizer?
I by the way, I hope you're not taking what I said. I said like the teams that I would be, okay, this is a big game. I'm going to be nervous. It's San Fran, Buffalo, Kansas City. I forgot Kansas City. I don't know why I didn't say Kansas City. So there's 3. Kansas City. And then Dallas. Those are 4 teams that I'm like, I'd be nervous.
Interesting.
Huh?
Dallas is
you added Dallas as far as the NFC team. That's the only NFC team.
You think Dallas I had San Fran
more balanced.
I had San Fran in there too, and I've already told you that I don't see Philadelphia Eagles winning their division.
That's cap.
It's fine. That's fine. I mean, look. Right now, they are.
It'd be interesting, but
They're 2 games out. And if you look at Phillies, the Eagles, rest of their all right. So here's the Cowboys' rest of their schedule: Colts, Texans, Jaguars, Eagles, Titans, Commanders. So the Cowboys have to lose 2 more games.
Maybe 3 if Tennessee gets them.
I'm going to say at the most lose 2 at the most. And by the way, I think they could win out. I think they're going to beat Philadelphia. So Titans are the only game that I'm going to be like, that'll be interesting. So the Eagles, the rest of their schedule, you ready? Titans, Giants, Bears, Cowboys, Saints, Giants. There's at least 3 to 4 games up there for the Eagles that they can lose.
I won't say that.
My words. Philadelphia Eagles will not win the NFC.
They're basically almost like the NFC version of the Titans as far as how physical it is.
NFC East. They will not do it. They won't do it. The Eagles will not win the East.
I would be shocked if they don't win that division by at least 1 or 2 games.
Be shocked, because that is my hot take for the day, and I've already said it, but now I'm even more inclined to say it.
You're a hater, Steven.
I'm not a hater.
They're whether they 4-5 years as a franchise removed from hoisting the Lombardi Trophy, and now they're back to getting to that same dominance, and you want to discount them. I got it.
The Eagles will not win the NFC East.
I mean, but you're counting on the Cowgirls to actually do something, and they never do anything.
I think this is a different
right. And speaking of the Cowboys are reminiscent of those Bengals teams that I just described earlier, always doing great regular season things and exiting in the playoffs as well. They're the same. They're the quintessential
I'm not
example
ready to say Dallas is
of
gonna
what the
win.
Bengals used to do back then.
Let me rephrase
Cowboys
my
are the same way.
Let me rephrase my statement. Philly doesn't win the division. I think it's more likely that Dallas, but I'm not going to guarantee that it's Dallas. I think it could be any one of them. But Philly does not win the division.
You think the Commanders?
Why not, man? They looked at Heineke.
Stop it, Steven.
Why not, bro? Why not? Chase Young's
That's a wild take, Steven.
Chase Young's about to come back, cuz. Let me look at
not enough time.
Let me look at the Commanders' rest of their schedule. Falcons, Giants.
Loss.
Oh, they got the Giants back to back. Well, they actually have a bye week in between.
A bye in between, yeah.
All right, so they got the Falcons, Giants, bye week, Giants, 49ers, that's a loss. Straight up loss.
Yeah, they but eight wins at the most.
All right, what are they at right now?
What, 6?
They're at 6. All right. Giants, I think they can beat the Giants. Win.
Oh, my goodness, Steven.
2
Really?
wins. So there's the 8 games. 49ers or Falcons. I forgot the Falcons. There's 9 wins. 49ers is a loss. Browns win. There's 10 wins.
No, they losing to the Browns too.
That Cowboys game the last week, I think Cowboys Commanders will be for the division title. Cowboys Commanders will be for the division title January 8th. Mark.
Wow, you just lost your mind, Stephen.
Cowboys
It'll be already
Commanders week 17, whatever, 18 will be for the division title.
How about this for a counter? I'm going to say the Eagles would have already locked up the division by 2 games, resting their starters by week 17.
Eagles do not.
There you go.
Oh, T. Christopher Carter even predicted the same thing as me. He said NFC show comes down to the Commanders Cowboys at the end of the season. My guy, man, my guy.
No, that's that whole Indian versus Cowboy trick that they trying to play us. That's not going to work.
No, I'm not. By the way, I'm not a Jalen hater either. I'm not a Hurts hater. I think that the Eagles are pretenders.
I mean, the other thing with the 2 is friggin' if they get OBJ, that changes the dynamic.
Does so
he's trying to weigh on which one of those NFC East teams he's trying to go to.
Terrence said, I see why Steven gave up betting.
Yeah, that's true. That's why we know.
Yesterday, the Cowboys game was it 9.5 points?
The Cowboy Giants game?
And Butcher, I appreciate it, man. The Cowboys Giants game, yesterday was 9.5 points, if I'm correct, was the spread. And we came home and obviously the Cowboys
on such a big spread. The Giants were 7-2.
And they won by 8, right? And I said I would have took the Cowboys all day long in that spread. I would have took them. I would have took that. I would have took Cowboys in the points. And so you're right. I'm glad I lose a lot of these games because it reminds me that I don't need to be betting. You're right. But
I know the Raiders are emptying out your bank account.
No, they not in the last 5 years. Hey, Steven, does Chicago beat the Jets since Fields is playing? Of course they do. Chicago's going to win.
Oh, Fields sitting out?
I don't know about that.
Fields is playing.
But he's hurt, Steven.
Well, it's not like he throws the ball. It's a shoulder injury.
Right, he'll just run it even more.
That actually works better for him, apparently, because
he'll have probably 25 to 30 carries now instead of 15 to 20.
Justin Fields says he's playing with a separated shoulder with a partially torn ligament.
Partially torn? Oh, yeah, he's definitely running the ball 30 times in this game.
Okay. I will say Justin Fields is fun to watch. That guy is electric, and he is a problem if he ever figures out how to pass.
Yeah, which is weird. If he become the Ohio State version of himself, he'd be all right. he forgot all about that part.
Hey, real quick, let me just throw this out there. It's a little tidbit. This Caleb Williams quarterback and USC. Oh my God, funnest person to watch in all of college football. Don't care what anybody says.
I haven't seen any of their games, Steven.
The USC UCLA game this past weekend. Caleb Williams is the truth. That kid's going to be the number 1 overall pick when he goes into the draft. Caleb Williams, number 13 for USC.
Are the Jets trading up to get him?
What about the dude for Kentucky?
Bro, I promise y'all on everything. It does not matter where Caleb Williams goes. He will turn that franchise around. God forbid it's the Jets. God forbid it's the Jets. Please don't let that happen.
So
you think he can turn the Jets around, Steve?
Bro, Caleb Williams is the truth, bro. I think he's the best quarterback prospect in the last 10, 15 years.
Do you think they're done with the Zach Wilson shenanigans?
Well, you know, it's funny. I wanted to talk about that a little bit today, too. New York media are jumping off bridges about this whole Zach Wilson thing.
I'm sure there is. That's a tough media outlet.
I have never seen...
I don't doubt that.
A short period of time, too, right? Because a month ago, Jet fans were like, oh, Zach Wilson's our guy. Zach Wilson's the quarterback of the future. And not 4 weeks later, they're ready to get rid of him. He is the
Brooklyn Bridge has been, it's a lot of weight on that Brooklyn Bridge. They jumping off of it.
He is a healthy set. Man,
damn.
I'm telling y'all right now.
So you think that quarterback, if he goes in the New York system as constructed, that can transform them to contender?
I watch a lot of college football, and I've never been like any USC. I am to the point now where I want to watch USC games. I don't care about USC. Who cares about the Trojans? I want to watch Caleb Williams play. I pray on everything that USC wins the Pac-12, and if they get if NCAA football selection committee will be absolutely stupid if they don't put USC in their Final Four in the playoffs. Because Caleb Williams in the Final Four, in the bowl, dude, like must watch television. Must watch. Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of those. The Pac-10
is the best quarterback prospect I've seen in the last decade. I've never been more excited about a kid than I am about Caleb Williams.
You make me want to go watch it now, Steven. I want to go watch their game.
Watch that USC UCLA game. Like I watch Dolphins games, but I'm telling you right now, you want to just watch a really good football game. That's the game, cuz USC Trojans football.
So who's his number 1 wideout?
I'm not sure. They play Notre Dame this weekend. They play Notre Dame tomorrow. Go watch that game. 7:30. It's on NBC, I think.
Tomorrow, okay. I'm gonna check it out. Yeah.
It might be on Fox. Is it on Fox? Hold on, I'm looking.
Is he doing it with above average talent, or he's doing it with just regular talent?
Who?
What you think? Yeah,
Caleb
you think yeah. What you think the skill position is like?
There's not. It's the Pac-12. It's USC. I'm not going to sit here and I don't want to sit here and put it this way. There's nobody that I'm like, oh my God, this is a great wide receiver.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Are they as good as St. Brown?
I think he just
St. Brown
said no.
No, they're not. They're not. Nobody's as good as St. Brown.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Who, by the way, he's starting to get funner and funner to watch too.
Yep.
I think Amon St. Brown's a top 25 wide receiver in the NFL.
Yeah, he's real good now. He's actually playing it, coming along.
Top 25.
And when they get their number 1 draft pick, Williamson back, they're going to be even more dangerous.
They're going to be. I'm telling you, man, Detroit's going to make the playoffs next year, guaranteed. That's.
Detroit's looking good. I'm happy for Campbell.
Yeah, Williamson. Yeah, Camel gets to keep his job.
Now, let me tell y'all something. Y'all want to hear something, right? So check this out. Let's play this scenario. I'm talking about Caleb Williams. The Detroit Lions have a lot of draft capital from trading away Matt Stafford. Imagine Caleb Williams with the Detroit Lions next year, cuz. Bro, Caleb Williams and the Detroit Lions would be like, must-watch football. Must-watch football.
I wonder if they'd give him a red shirt year.
Who, Caleb?
Yeah.
Caleb, is he a sophomore? I don't think he's a sophomore.
You don't think he? I don't even know
right now
what he is now.
Williams.
I mean, Goff's not playing bad for them.
He's a sophomore. So he's still got one more year of college football, y'all. He's not even going to get drafted by the Jets this year. We still get to watch him for one extra year in college football.
So, question for you. What do you think the Jets do to move on from Wilson?
Who knows? If the Jets were smart, they would stick with they would do everything in their power to get Caleb Williams in 2 years. Or in a year, 2 years, whatever. Because there is no quarterback prospect that I want that's better than Caleb Williams. None. Absolutely none. Nobody's even close. Everybody said CJ Stroud. No, thank you. Thanks, but no thanks. I'll pass. Dude, Caleb Williams' numbers this year, 33 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
That's ridiculous.
33 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. And he's a sophomore, cuz.
What if it came to trading Tua to get him?
Nah, don't even start that. I'm Tua all day, every day. Tua's my guy for here for the next 10 years. Okay. I'm just telling you, as a football fan, Caleb's legit and Caleb's the quarterback. Like wherever Caleb goes, he turns that franchise around. He turns it around. And
well,
God, don't let him go.
If he goes to New England or the Jets, then it's a wrap. Then, huh?
What?
God, don't let us have.
Don't let him. Yeah. What is it? Detroit Lions.
I don't need Bill Belichick getting any closer to Sheila's record, even though it's going to happen.
Yeah, he's hanging around socially for the record. That's all he's doing. He know he could retire. He just want to hang around to get the record.
Future.
We need, 3 more years of double-digit wins to get it? A couple more years?
Something like that.
Next year, 2023, the Lions have 2 first-rounders, 2 second-rounders. If I was the Lions, I would trade all that to make sure I get 3 or 4 first-round picks in the following year to go get Caleb Williams. I would be trading I would be putting everything in the bag for Caleb Williams.
For Williams, wow, man, Stevie.
I'm in love.
They are pretty much a quarterback in a defensive way.
I'm just telling you, Caleb Williams is the truth. Can't nobody tell me that Caleb Williams ain't the truth. And don't let that man win the Heisman this year because he's going to be doing it again next year. We're going to get back-to-back Heisman trophies for Caleb Williams, and he's going to be the -- 1 draft prospect of all time. And somebody's going to pay an ungodly, but he changes the, let me ask you something. So let's play this out. Next year, you're the team with the first overall pick, and somebody offers you 5 first-round picks for Caleb Williams. Do you take it? And I'm not, dude. That's
if you Greer, or do I take it?
No, I'm not talking about the Dolphins. I'm just talking about in general, just in football.
5 first-round
picks. You want
picks.
to have a QB or not is what it comes down to. If
you have a quarterback or not.
Detroit doesn't have one. Jets don't have one.
Yeah, if I'm the Jets, I'll do it.
If God forbid the Jets or the Patriots get Caleb Williams, I will be so pissed. I will be so upset.
Yeah, because that's pretty much all they need to complete their team.
I want go Denver, go get them. Indianapolis, go get them. Anybody but the Jets or the Patriots. God forbid.
Right, because they basically a quarterback away from being a contender.
You know?
So, I mean, Jets have what? People under contract for 2 more years before they have to start paying people?
Who, the Jets?
Yeah.
2, 3 more sometime. Because this year's draft class was pretty good. They got a while before
They're
this year.
Here's the reality of the situation. Do you think the problem with the Jets are at the quarterback position? I would say a lot of them are. I don't know if all of them are.
Primarily.
But
It's
I think
definitely not
Robert Saleh
defense.
has moved the Jets in a positive direction for the most part. He's made that franchise look better.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's a quarterback in the draft that's worth anything, let alone like the Jets and the Pats are just like T. Christopher Carter said, Jets and Pats will be picking 15th or later. They're not getting quarterbacks. And even if they do, they're not going to be quarterbacks that I think are going to make a difference in that franchise. Now, we all know that Belichick likes certain people, so he could easily draft a quarterback in the 3rd round and be like, oh, we're going to go with this guy. But again, like,
yeah,
no.
He did it with Zappy, right?
Well, and we see how great he is.
Well, he won 2 games for him already, Steven.
Oh my God, please. Zappy's trash just like Whack Jones is.
I mean, when you have
Steven,
to
you're a
sit
hater.
there and have
He'll be it.
a quarterback controversy with your second-year QB that was drafted middle of the 1st round after he already got a Pro Bowl,
Robert, they
concerns.
are benching him this week as a healthy scratch. They're not even dressing him. He's not even the backup on Sunday.
Who?
Zach Wilson's not even the backup on Sunday. They're starting Mike White with Joe Flacco backing him up, and Zach Wilson is not even dressing on Sunday.
Because Zach Wilson's a damn idiot.
Well, he threw everybody under the bus. He could have avoided that with that press conference.
And you alienate a locker room like that?
Yeah, he did that to himself.
Good luck.
Zala wouldn't have done that to him if he would have at that podium acting like a fool.
I mean, how do you not?
At the podium, but
he threw his whole team under the bus.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Entire team under the bus.
Yeah, your defense give up 3 points and you don't want to take the blame for it.
And then when they asked him to clarify the comment, he doubled down on it.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. It was even worse. He dug himself a deeper hole. It was ugly.
And then they want to know why Jet fans or Jet. I don't even want to say Jet fans because they're having.
No, that's the media.
But the media,
New York media.
God, they've been like clipping like 2-minute segments of like media, New York media talking about Zach Wilson. Bro, it's like 10 times worse than anything that was ever talked about with Tua. Anything ever.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
So but that's what I'm saying, right? You spent all that money, all that time, all that energy into Zach Wilson for him to alienate the locker room like that. You got to trade him. You got to get rid of him because he's like guys do not trust him, and Robert Saleh's not going to put up with that. So what do you do if you're the Jets? Because Mike White, in my opinion, should start for the rest of the year. He should be the starter for the rest of the year.
Yeah, actually, when he started last year, he won a couple of games.
See what you got in Mike White. Let him. By the way, Miami product. His dad's been on our show before. Shout out to Mike White. But he should get the start for the rest of the year. Let him see what he's got. You know, Flacco's not the future. Is Flacco the better quarterback than White? Maybe so. But you still let Mike White see what he's got, and you allow him to play out the rest of the year, and you go to him and say, all right, this is your team for the rest of the year. You see what you got. Because there is no way in any way, shape, or form that you let Zach Wilson back into that locker room. You don't do it.
I mean, how much did Zach Wilson take his trade value? That it wasn't great to begin with.
None. What NFL team is going to trade anything for him? And why would they?
That's only if they believe in him, like they did with Sam Darnold with the freaking Panthers.
Can you imagine that a GM? All right. Here's what we want to do. Can we talk to him? Can we at least have a conversation? We don't want to trade for him until we can talk to him. Jets have to abide by that or just get rid of him, right?
Yeah. And then he's still on his rookie contract.
The conversation's gonna go. So you threw your team under the bus. What are you going to do to try to make that right? Well, I don't think I did anything wrong. All right, thank you. Have a nice day. If he's doubling down on like that, what do you think he's going to do? Nothing.
Well, what if he reverses course, Steven?
Jets have to release him. They're not going to get any trade value for him.
That sucks for them.
Mm. Yeah, they don't get no trade value.
Now, let me throw this out there. He doesn't get released this offseason. He gets released next offseason because they're going to try to make it work with him. And it's going to be the wrong answer because he has done pissed off his team. And by the way, some of the people he's pissed off are your first-round picks this year that are the future of your defense.
And offense.
So
I'm sure Sauce Gardner didn't appreciate that.
The Jets are in a Jets situation, and I love it, and I'm here for it, and I'm all about it. They played themselves. Congratulations, Jets. You've played yourselves. You played yourselves. That's what happened. You thought Zach Wilson out here banging hot moms was going to be the guy that was going to take you to the playoffs in the promised land. And was going to be, he's no different than Joe Namath. And Joe Namath won a Super Bowl with him. He's Joe Namath 2.0 in 2022. Psych, not nothing.
They aren't even hot moms, dude. It's just aged women. Like, it's not I don't want to hear it.
He recently apologized and said he didn't know his statement was bad until his father pointed it out.
Okay.
That says even more. That's even worse.
So he's on a semi-apology tour?
It's not even an apology. That says, hey, I'm a dipshit.
That's even worse if that's real.
That's why it's half-hearted.
And that's why, like, I look at the Jets and I'm like, man, it's very interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting on where they go from here. I don't know, man. Look, I definitely for the last 5 minutes, I have definitely sounded like a New York Jets hater. That's fine. I do hate the Jets. But I think if I had to pick a team in football that I have no desire to be, there's two of them. And that's the Houston Texans and the New York Jets. Like, both those franchises right now have no future. None.
One's ahead of the other.
Huh?
One's ahead of the other.
Yeah, one's clearly ahead of the head of the other.
Who?
Like, in all honesty, if I had to start, I would start from the bottom with nothing because then everything's open.
And by the way, I say, here, you want to know the reality. The Jets are in a better position than the Houston Texans are.
Yeah, because they only need to fix so many, not as many holes.
But they have less time to do it.
Who, the Jets?
Have less time to fix their crap than the Texans do.
Why do they have less time? Robert
Saleh? Not necessarily.
That's not true.
No, the reason they have less time to fix it is because their contracts are going to be coming up, and then that's going to impact what they can do.
Talking about? All their team is young.
Yeah, they got young guys.
No. We're talking about the Houston Texans, which is starting at ground zero.
So here's the thing about the Texans, right? The Houston Texans are legit. So two things. Number one, I don't care what anybody says. You can agree with me, disagree with me. I think it's 50-50. Lovie Smith was not their first choice to be a head coach. Okay? Lovie Smith is not the future of the Texans. I love Lovie Smith. Great guy. He's not going to be the head coach there in 2 years. He might get one more year after this year.
Yeah, they have to do that to save face. You already know what that is.
Exactly, right?
That was a stunt they used why he ended up with the job.
You have a head coach that's not there for the future. That's one. Number two, Davis Mills is not the future there, nor is Kyle Allen. So you have no future at quarterback. Number three, your biggest asset, a.k.a. Laramie Tunsil, is on the downside of his career. Love him, okay? In my opinion, the man deserves a statue for the Dolphins. Love the man. If we win a Super Bowl this year, that man should get a ring. 150% Laramie Tunsil should get a ring if we win a Super Bowl this year or next year, okay? Laramie Tunsil deserves one. Now, with that being said, he's their biggest asset. To go back to the Texans, you trade him, you're going to get 1 first-round pick, maybe. You're not getting what we got for him. That's not going to happen.
No, not at this
He's their
stage.
biggest asset. There is nobody else on that team that provides an asset for them the way they do. So it's not like they can trade it. Like they had J.J. Watt. What did you get for him? Not that much. Okay, you got a little bit for him, but it was not anything to turn your franchise around. They don't have a lot of draft. They have some draft capital, no head coach, no quarterback, and the GM is a throw-in GM after one of the worst GMs of all time, and Bill, whatever his name is, the guy who made the trade with us. So that team just has no future, has no direction and no future at the moment. The Jets, on the other hand, have Robert Saleh, who I believe is a good head coach. They make us one of the best drafts in the NFL in the last 10 years with their defense. Like Sauce Gardner, legit.
Yeah.
Jets made a hell of a draft, and their defense is looks good. That's the reason they won some football games this year. That's the reason they beat Buffalo. Okay, so we call it what we want. From the Jets standpoint, that is something
They're further ahead in their development than the Houston is.
Oh yeah, 100%. So they have a head coach, they have a defense, they don't have a quarterback. But a quarterback is a lot easier to get than a head coach, and a lot easier to get than going out and filling up a defense. So they got two out of maybe 4 or 5 big things going for them. So if you're asking me, the Jets are in a better position than the Texans are. That's what I think.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they are.
Now the Texans keep losing, they're going to have high draft picks. And you get somebody like Caleb Williams, right? Here's you want the Texans to put themselves in a fine position. They should tank. And they should they should
technically already are taking.
Okay.
They're already on that trajectory.
And here's the thing, they should if they get the first round draft pick this year, they should trade it away. There's nobody that's worth a first-round draft pick in this year's, like the first overall pick, that is like going to change your franchise. So trade it away. Get assets for it. Because if you can figure out a way to get assets for it, and then, by the way, turn around and try to go after Caleb Williams in the following draft, you're going to be setting yourself up.
If you're having those issues, you're just going to have 2 bad years.
So you're talking about tanking 2 straight years then, Stephen? Because 100%. If this Caleb Williams is as good as you say he is, you're going to need the number 1 pick.
I think if you're a team that finishes in the bottom 5 of the NFL this year, you should consider sucking next year too to go after Caleb Williams and trading away everything you can to get assets to go after Caleb Williams. 150%.
Well, it sounds like the Williams sweepstakes, kind of like it is in basketball with the VW sweepstakes.
This is a 2-year deal. This is a 2-year deal. Right? So.
Yeah, but you can't really project who's going to be losing next year,
Texans will.
Texans
will not be good.
Well, we all know, Steven, this NFL team turns around quick.
Now, Texans won't be good next year at all.
You can't, but I'm gonna play devil's advocate and push back on you.
Texans will be a top 5 draft pick next year too.
Any team can turn around a season with speed. You just never know who might come.
That's special. Get out of here, Ian Baller. No way. Caleb Williams is the best draft prospect. He's a sophomore in college, and he's the best draft prospect in the last 15 years in the NFL.
Look, example.
Matter of fact, the best prospect out of college in the last 15, 20 years was Andrew Luck, in my opinion.
Look, Stephen, let me finish playing. Let me finish playing. Let me finish the thought process here, Stephen, about devil's advocate.
By the way, where did Patty Mahomes end up?
I'm not saying the Texans is going to be world beaters.
Mahomes drafted? What was Patrick Mahomes drafted?
He's drafted number 10.
Drafted number 10, right?
I think it was the 10th pick. Yeah, ahead of Trubisky.
I'm looking.
Something like that. After Trubisky.
Robert, I'm getting feedback from your thing here. All right. Where's the draft? Where's the draft? 2017, 10th overall pick, right? So
Yeah.
player selections. Mitchell Trubisky was drafted before him.
Yes. Congratulations, Bears.
Bears still stupid. Just stupid.
Congratulations, Chicago, the Bears.
Stupid Chicago. Now, they might have made out with Justin Fields, but still, you could add Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
But anyways, okay. Even some people thought, well, Chicago, do we say that some people? I mean, look, he still went 10th. Myles Garrett, Mitchell Trubisky, Solomon Thomas, Leonard Fournette, Corey Davis, Jamal Adams, Mike Williams, Christian McCaffrey, John Ross were all drafted before Patrick Mahomes. So you can't even say that Patrick Mahomes was one of the best prospects in the NFL when he came out.
He wasn't.
Williams. So Andrew Luck, to me, prospect-wise, is the best prospect to come out of college football in the last 15 to 20 years.
Ahead of Luck?
No, Luck. I meant Luck. I'm sorry. That's what I had to say. Luck. I thought I said Andrew Luck. I apologize. Andrew Luck.
Oh, okay.
Because name somebody prospect-wise that was better than Luck in the last 15 or 20 years.
Coming out of the draft? No one as far as it. Not at that position.
Caleb Williams will be the best draft prospect in the last 15 to 20 years, and y'all get a chance to watch him with no bias for the next year and a half. You get to watch him. Look, they better make the college football playoff, and if they don't, it's a travesty this year. But they should make the college football playoff. And with all that being said, you get to watch him all of next year too. All of next year.
I'm telling you, Steven, Houston is going to win 12 games next year.
Houston's not going to win nothing. If Houston does, they are stupid. Just absolutely stupid.
You think they should have tank without it?
Y'all better tank for 2 years. Y'all better keep tanking this year.
They're
better tank next year.
They're going to win their division next year. You heard it here first, Steven.
Yeah, well, I know you're trolling now. No, you're trolling.
Yep, I'm telling you, they're gonna do what we did.
EM Baller, you think what? Say it again. Say what you just said in the private chat.
Burrow was a better prospect at the time than Caleb Williams will be, but we don't know because Williams is not in the draft yet.
Caleb Williams walks circles around Joe Burrow.
No, he did not. Joe Burrow had one of the most magical, most special seasons we've ever seen in college football. And everyone knew that he was not a one-year wonder. He was special. Burrow was special.
Wrong, because if Tua didn't get hurt, he would have been the number 1 overall pick.
No. If Tua wouldn't have gotten hurt, we will never know. We will never know. But if Tua wouldn't have gotten hurt, it would have been a debate.
Before he
it would have been a debate.
Tua was the overall number 1 consensus.
I know, but Burrow didn't have his season yet. Now, if Burrow had that same season and Tua wouldn't have gotten hurt, then there would have been a debate, but I still think Burrow would have went number 1. But if Tua wouldn't have gotten hurt, someone would have traded up ahead of Miami to get Tua.
Right, they would have traded ahead of us, yeah. The Giants or the Wolves.
But because Tua had that injury, obviously no one's going to trade up for that little risk. So the Dolphins stayed put and took him.
And by the way, I did know about Caleb Williams because he was behind Baker Mayfield at Oklahoma.
What? Behind Baker?
No, Spencer Rattler. I'm sorry. I don't know why.
I was going to say, man, Baker played like 5 years ago.
No, Spencer Rattler.
That will make him like Skylar Thompson, a 20-year veteran.
Baker Mayfield. Spencer Rattler. I'm sorry. Spencer Rattler.
And Steven, you didn't finish what I had to say. I said he's not that special to tank for 2 seasons. I never said he wasn't special. He's a very great prospect, and as of right now, he is by far way and ahead the number 1 prospect, not this draft, but next draft.
Really? Oh, man. Steven?
I just don't think he's a better prospect than Burrow is or Andrew Luck.
Yeah, Burrow was pretty good. I say Luck is number 1 still as far as the prospect.
Oh, absolutely. Andrew Luck, a lot of people don't realize how great Andrew Luck as a prospect was. Everyone was openly for him, but
yeah, we could send a thank you card to Matt Moore for allowing us not to get him. So yeah, thank you, Matt Moore, for allowing Andrew Luck not to be a Dolphin.
Dude, I just
But would he have survived? Because look at the Colts. The Colts did not give him a good situation, and it ruined his career, even though he was still good.
Yeah,
Real Deal says
yeah, but we've had at least one good offensive line
Real Deal
doing
says
during that time.
Tank for 5 years to get Archie Manning.
Yeah, but we never had the coach though.
No, it wasn't because of the coaching, because he couldn't stay upright. The reason why he retired early.
Jennings looking nuts too, by the way.
When Caleb Williams,
But he could stay healthy
is the first overall
in the
pick
season
the
that he
following
retired.
year. Not this coming up draft, the following draft. He is the first overall pick the following year. And when he wins Rookie of the Year the following year with whatever team he's on, I expect you to come. You know what, Steven? You called Caleb Williams. It's not a hard thing to call, personally. I liked him at Oklahoma.
You're on the bandwagon, Steven. You can't be flip-flopping.
I am not on a bandwagon.
You're not allowed.
I am not.
You're definitely on the bandwagon. Joe Burrow.
You're bandwagoner, Steven. I can see it now, Steven.
Ever.
You're on the bandwagon. Stop it.
He can't come out this year, noob. He's a sophomore.
Wait. Who?
Caleb Williams. He has to play one more year.
But Houston is going to take a quarterback. It'd be hard pressed to see him not take a quarterback.
Houston would be stupid to take a quarterback. What? Look.
What?
Seriously.
What? Are you serious?
Why would they be stupid to take a quarterback if he's good enough?
All right, so
Steven probably doesn't think there's a good quarterback in this draft. The only as of
Kentucky, you've got that kid from Kentucky.
No, I don't think he's that good.
CJ Stroud is that guy.
Y'all have fun.
No,
that's what I'm saying, Rashad. He's good enough.
Bryce Young.
I think Bryce Young is the best prospect as of right now.
Bryce Young is a bum.
Hendon Hooker.
Hendon Hooker tore his ACL and he's already 25.
Yeah, so Hooker's not it. Bryce Young maybe, but Bryce Young's not an overall far and away. I need to go out of my way to draft him. Like
you're not going out of your way.
You're not reaching on a quarterback either at the first pick.
Bryce Young will be the first quarterback drafted next year.
Yeah, Bryce Young is Kyler Murray 2.0.
But let me let me ask you something, Em.
Let
me ask you something. If you're the Houston, because this is the whole conversation. If you're the Houston Texans and you have the number 1 overall pick, do you take Bryce Young, knowing that Caleb Williams is coming out in the following draft, or do you trade away that first overall pick so that you can try to draft up and get him? And by the way, you should still tank next year too.
What I would do is I would see if I could get like an RG3 haul, like a super haul that the team is willing to take. If I can't get that kind of haul for the first overall pick, I'm taking Bryce Young first overall. Sorry.
No way. No, if any team, and I'm just going to say Houston, really, if any team is stupid enough, if you have the first overall pick, trade out of it next year. Trade out of it.
Better give me a good haul, and I will.
I mean, I think you'll get something. 2 first-round picks is better than nothing. Give me 2. Personally, I need 3. I need 3 first-round picks.
Yeah, give me 3 first and give
me 3 first-round picks, and I'll be good.
Here's what I would do. Give me 3 first-round picks. 1 has to be inside the top 10 or top 15, and then 2 future ones, and then maybe a prospect, a young prospect.
Yeah, you could definitely get a nice haul for the number 1 overall.
At minimum, 3 first. That's what I would do. But if I can't get that minimum, I'm drafting Bryce Young first overall. And Houston has other first round picks, so it's not like I'm taking Bryce Young and I'm saying, okay, that's it for the draft. Now I'm getting some defensive players as well.
So the big board is edge rusher Will Anderson. They have Will Levi up here.
If I could, I don't know where Houston's other first round picks going to be. If I'm able to trade up to the second overall pick, I'm taking Will Anderson second.
Man, look, to me, there's no quarterback. The Pro Football Focus's big board has Bryce Young 1, Will Levi 3, CJ Stroud 4. They have 3 of the top 5 QBs. 3 of the top 5 picks are QBs, which is crazy to me.
I mean, I'm not as gloating about this draft that people were at the beginning of the season, but I do think Bryce Young can be a franchise quarterback. CJ Stroud, I'm lukewarm on. I need to see more tape of him. Will Levis, he looks average.
Everybody's
and then no one else.
everybody's
We're
saying that
taking.
I'm flip flopping here, that I'm having. Look, here's a reality of the situation, y'all. Okay, the Miami Dolphins. Okay, listen to me. The Miami Dolphins. Okay, if they were in that same scenario this time last year, or 2 years ago, I would have been all about it. I would have been all about it. And for me, it's a GM thing, right? If you're Houston, you have to look at the future, because there are some people that say you can't pass up on a prospect now for a prospect later. I disagree with that. If you are a team like Houston, you have to take a prospect. You have to get, like, to me, it's better law of averages. You're more likely to hit with more opportunities at the first round.
Yeah, but they got the first overall pick as well, and I do believe that they're more franchise quarterback this draft. So you got to take that franchise quarterback if they believe it. He's a franchise
and they'd
quarterback.
be stupid to do it with Caleb Williams.
I don't think
in
so.
the draft.
No. Caleb Williams is really good, but we still got to see another season. Anything could happen to Caleb Williams.
Real
He
deal.
could get hurt. He could have a down season.
Taking 3 seasons in a row is crazy. Who would want to coach that team? Well, that was part of what I said, Real deal. They have no future from that, too.
It's even. Wasn't Spencer Rattler at one point considered to be like a first overall pick, and then he had a really bad season? He got exposed.
Spencer Rattler was considered to be
I'm not saying Williams is like him, but I'm just saying.
Which is why Caleb left Oklahoma. It's the whole reason Caleb left Oklahoma.
He left Oklahoma because he wanted to be coached by Lincoln Riley.
Well, he also left Oklahoma because now you can get money from schools in the transfer portal, and he had an opportunity to make some bank, and UFC made an offer he couldn't refuse.
Well, UFC has all the pockets, so they paid him and Caleb Williams, Lincoln Riley and Caleb Williams a lot.
And by the way, it's not like USC hasn't paid for a championship before. I'm just saying. Reggie Bush.
Yeah, but I'm not risking another tank season hoping Caleb Williams is as special as I think he is. I'm taking the guy who I think is a franchise quarterback, and that would be Bryce Young if I was the Texans.
I don't know.
I agree with that. I mean, what if he turns out to be like Herbert?
It's not. He left with Lincoln Riley.
Anything could happen.
Oklahoma. What are you saying? He left. You're right. You are correct on that. Level 2 noob. He left to go with Lincoln Riley to USC. I'll give you that. But he left.
Yeah, because Lincoln Riley went there first.
Money came with that too. Don't get that twisted.
But Oklahoma has money too.
Yeah, but
Oklahoma has money too.
I guarantee you there was a
they're not paying Lincoln Riley, so they could have paid Caleb Williams.
USC, you get to be. You don't have to stay in Oklahoma. I mean, come on. How tough is it for somebody to move from Oklahoma? You get to come to USC. You get to go to Cali, and by the way, we'll give you $1 million. You're taking that all day. Taking that all day. All day long. All right, Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. I'm about to wrap up so I can get ready to watch USA versus England, 2 p.m. Let's go.
USA!
We can do final thoughts. Guys, hit the like button, donate to the channel, help the channel grow. EM Baller, final thought of the day.
Tua is a franchise quarterback. He's a beast. We all love him. All of us should love him. And we're going to beat the Texans, and we're going to win the Super Bowl. Fins up.
Fins up, man. By the way, it is so much fun to talk about this without having our team be in the conversation. Right? It's so fun to be like, yeah, Caleb Williams is this great prospect. I don't care because we got Tua, and Tua's the guy. It feels good. It feels good. That felt good to have a conversation about another team's, draft potential and what they should do and how stupid they are about anything. So, yeah, man, I love it. I love that, man. Let's go. Let's go. All right, Robert, final thought of the day.
Josh Allen can keep choking. The Jets can go rotten from one hell for the next 20 years. Pats can keep searching. I don't give a damn what they all do. Just let them all choke. Bow down and pray. Their time is over.
Yeah, man. All right, that was quick. All right, Robert, be good, man. Love you, brother.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good one, man.
All right, man. Final thought of the day. You, sir. Mr. Hot Dog Man, go ahead.
Yeah, Steven, you owe me. What we got? 15?
Nope.
15 now.
Zero hot dogs.
15. That's interest and inflation. You're getting charged.
Crazy. You're crazy.
Listen. Hey, it's good. Now we're back playing football again. The bye week is over. Now it's time to play football. The second half of the season has just begun. Let's go out there and win most of these games, win enough so we can clinch, and then we can move on to the second season. We're real close to the first season being over. Now it's time to move on to focusing on how to get to the second season, that postseason. That's the excitement we get. Steven, talking about another team's draft prospects without it being us. That's good. That's real good. But what did Chris Greer say? F them picks.
F them picks.
F them picks.
And to the
we don't need
again, just the conversation. I'm so glad Miami doesn't have to be in. Like I love exactly where we're at. I'm super excited. The future of this franchise, where we're headed. I think we're Super Bowl contenders this year.
Would you agree that it's win now? It's Super Bowl or bust in the next 2 years?
In the next 2 years, yes, 100%. I think if we go 2-1 on this road trip, I think it's Super Bowl. I think AFC Championship game minimum. We go 2-1 on the road trip.
If we go 2-1, yeah. Cool.
Huh?
Yeah, if we go 2-1.
And we go 3-0, I think it's Super Bowl. I think Super Bowl's
should be the target. I mean, technically Super Bowl should always be the target and then default back to whatever is underneath that. You know, because would you admit that we have a Super Bowl roster? At least on paper.
Oh yeah, 100%. And if the
so that should be your target, but then you should
secondary could get healthy. I mean, shoot. I mean, we'd have one of the best defenses.
Yeah, I think we should at least have that as a goal to win the Super Bowl, and then if we don't, AFC Championship, and then. But yeah, let's get to the playoffs because we already discussed how tight the races are between the first place team and the 8th place team.
I know
we can't have no slip ups. Because even a 2-game slip up can put you on the outside looking in.
You're gonna make the play. Look, I did the New York Times has a playoff calculator. So if you guys look up New York Times NFL,
should be 80%. We should be in the 80s or now.
I think we're like 83 or something like that. Somewhere.
Yeah, we're in the 80s.
That being said, if Miami
that can change with a loss.
If Miami only won 2 more games the rest of the season, puts us at 9 wins. And then I put all the favorites to win for the remaining teams in the AFC. Miami still gets in the 7th. If the favorites win in all those games and there's no upsets, right?
Oh, giving no upsets. Okay. You're saying
no upsets.
Everybody who's favored to win out.
Correct.
We fall as low as 7th.
We fall as low as 7th, even winning just 2 more games. With that being said, we win more.
So they're saying a 9-win team is making the playoffs?
If as long as the favorites win out and there's no upsets. Okay.
Wait a minute. How is that possible, Steven? A 9-win make the playoffs?
I'm just telling you what I did.
I mean, I know it can happen. I mean, that means there'll be a lot of 9-win teams at the end of the day.
Matter of fact, I'll go back to it. I have it here. Hold on. Let me.
So we win 2 games, puts us at 9 and 8. And you meaning we could still be as high as 7th with only 9 wins. So that means a lot of teams have lost a bunch of games along the way.
Hold on. Let me see. Here we go. Right here. All right. So bam, 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 bam.
Oh, so basically, so you're saying so technically the magic number for us is 2 by that definition.
By the way, I said 2. It's 3. 3 games.
Oh, okay. I'll say, man, that's
3 games.
crazy.
3 games.
Okay.
Sorry, 3 games.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm like, man, Steven,
Right.
that sounds off.
So I picked. This is all the other teams.
So
winning.
the true magic number is 3.
Right, time out. This is the all winning. This is all the favorite teams winning, right? For the rest of the weeks. So with this, I had the Dolphins winning against the Texans, the Patriots, and the Jets, and losing to the 49ers, Chargers, Bills, and Packers. Right? If that were to happen, which is worst case scenario, okay, we still clinch a wild card. I know you guys we still clinch a wild card. If we beat the Packers, we still host a wild card, or we still get a wild card. And if we beat the Chargers, we host a wild card.
That means we would have to beat the Bills.
Nope. We can lose to the 49ers and Bills.
But that means the Bills will have to lose the division.
I have the favorites in all these games.
No, Stephen, what I'm saying is the Bills cannot win the division and us host a wild card is what I'm saying at home. We have to be division winner in order to at least get a minimum of 1 home game.
All right, hold on.
Remember, all wild card teams are road games.
All right, hold on. I might have give me a sec. Okay. All right. So Bills.
Right. Right. The Bills will have to be also a wild card team.
Give me a second.
So we win 3 games. That puts us at 10.
The Bill. All right. Bills. All right. There we go. All right. You're right. Because for some reason in week 13, I had the Patriots and Bills here. Patriots beating the Bills. So that's not an upset. But here I have Bills beating them. I have.
Right.
Well,
because we only the division winners host the game. That's the easiest way to put it.
All right. So going back here, I changed all the Bills. I changed all the Bills games.
Mm-hmm.
If we beat the Bills, we'll host a wild card. If we lose,
then we host.
Yeah. If we lose to the Bills, so odds are
we will be on the road.
The division's going to come down to that Bills game.
Yep, that's basically what it comes down to.
The winner of that game will probably win the division.
It's going to come down to that game. Yeah,
more than likely.
More than likely, it's most likely going to be that game.
Now,
that game could be in Detroit if the league do us a favor and postpone the game like they did, and because of the snow.
Well, we'll have to see about that, but
they might not do that no more because it's the Dolphins.
But to also so in this particular scenario here, by the way, I have us only losing 2 games, which puts us at 8,
12 and 5,
9, 10, 11, 12, 12 and 5, and that means the Bills would be 13 and 4. I don't see them finishing 13 and 4.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't have them finishing 13-4. I'd say what they had at minimum, the same record they had last year, 11 and 6.
At minimum. Well, yeah, at minimum. So look, the Bills game is probably going to be for the division. And that's
going to be for the division.
But if we beat San Francisco,
we need New England and the Jets to lose 2 more games.
So in here, this is crazy. All right. I have our only loss for the rest of the year, the Bills, and we still don't win the division if the Bills win out.
Wait a minute, hold on. Say that again. If the Bills, wait a minute, if the Bills of who went out? We?
With the exception of the Bills game.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So we lose the Bills game, we could still lose the division if we went out?
Yep. If the Bills
because they'll have the tiebreaker in the conference.
Correct. But
okay. They have a conference tiebreaker.
Bills beat the Patriots, right? I'm gonna say that. Bills beat the Jets.
Right. Yeah. We could still lose the division, yeah.
Bills, let's say the Bills beat us, God forbid, but let's say that
Right.
Bills beat the Bears at Chicago? Probably.
Yeah.
They're going to be favored anyway. Bills at Cincinnati. There's a loss. I think Cincinnati at home beats the Bills.
That's the one where Cincinnati can help us out.
Nope. Cincinnati still, or Buffalo still has it.
And they may be playing for the division, so they won't be sitting starters most likely in that game. They're going to have something to play for.
Bills and Patriots to end the year. So even with that, it's going to come down to that Bills-Patriots game, or Bills-Dolphins game.
Right, because the Patriots, if they're in playoff contention, they're going to have something to play for.
Yep.
So they're not going to be right. We ain't got to worry about people sitting starters or not like that.
I'm telling you all right now, I called it a month and a half ago. I said the two games that are going to give us the most trouble are going to be San Fran and Buffalo, and they're going to come down to how this comes out to be.
As far as us winning the division.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Right. Because we would need the Buffalo Bills to lose twice if we lose to San Fran and them. They would need 2 losses.
Look, the Miami
which it can happen because they do play the Patriots and Jets.
Correct. And they can still lose to them.
Yeah. Because remember, the Patriots beat them once last year, and the Jets beat them this year.
Regardless, says Bills won't beat the Patriots next week. I don't know about that. I think
that's what I'm saying. That's a true toss-up game, Steven. That's the hardest. I wouldn't bet no money on that one if I was betting
with a 10-foot pole.
No, that's one I'm never.
Look, the Miami Dolphins, when it's all said and done, if they beat San Fran and they beat Buffalo, they're winning it. They should be favored. They're gonna run the table. They're gonna run the table.
Yeah.
Because we know. Yeah. It's more likely that if they win those 2 games, they run the table. Which is crazy.
If they beat Buffalo and San Fran, yeah.
Now look, there's a lot of
not slip up against the Chargers, right?
I'm saying it could.
Losing to the Chargers will be like losing to the Texans. You think? Because that's where everybody's treated.
I don't think so. It's gonna be look. Herbert wants to play good in that game. They almost beat the Kansas City Chiefs. That counts for something. They're not a pushover.
Yeah. But you know how the fan base is, Steven. They've already chalked that one up as we're gonna win that one 45-0. They've already chalked it up as a win.
Level 2 noob says, I do need to know what edibles Steven was on this morning that made him think Caleb Williams is generational. I'm telling you right now, Caleb Williams is generational. Level 2 noob.
Level 2 noob.
All right, man. I
gotta watch this guy. I gotta go watch Caleb Williams film now. I gotta watch a complete game and see how this guy's like.
At 7:30.
He's probably not on national TV, Steven.
It will be. It's Notre Dame and USC.
Oh, they play Notre Dame, so yeah, that's definitely on national TV.
And they're USC. They are on national TV. Get out of here.
No, not over here.
Breaking news. Breaking news. See, that's why we stayed on. Texans Lovie Smith has announced that quarterback Kyle Allen will officially start on Sunday against the Miami Dolphins.
So it's official now. Wow. So they officially in tank mode.
Allen will officially start on Sunday against the Dolphins.
So it's official then. They are tanking, Steven.
Who?
The Texans. They're trying to get your boy from USC.
I don't know.
They made him know that they're not trying to win no more games, no more.
It'll be interesting nonetheless to see.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. But is Lovie Smith pulling a fast one on us, though, Steven? You think he's doing that because he wanted to shake us up? I think he's trying to pull a fast one.
I don't know.
Something about that move that this week is kind of making me a little nervous about.
Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous.
Why would he put a quarterback in there that we have no film on? Lovey
mean,
Smith
Kyle
is up
Allen,
to something.
don't read more into it than what it is. Okay, it's fine. We're gonna kill Kyle Allen too.
I hope so.
I gotta get out of here.
But for the notes, Steven, I was the only one that predicted we're going to score 63 points.
This Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is your final score prediction?
I said 63-12.
You have a 60 burger coming up?
Yeah.
60 entree?
They've earned my 60 burger prediction in the last 2
Miami
weeks.
Dolphins score 60 points on Sunday. Don't let me get up here on Monday and tell about how the Dolphins are Super Bowl favorites, because I will. Oh, I will.
You better bring me up too, because I put it out there.
I will. If the Dolphins score 60 points on Sunday, we're eating 2 cheeseburgers in the morning.
And some hot dogs.
And maybe a couple hot dogs. I might even throw a hot dog in there too.
There we go.
Y'all right now, it'll be a good show Monday if we score
63 points.
Get out of here. I know you're trolling now.
Listen, I said that because I said Skylar is going to come up in cleanup time and toss 4 all on his own.
Please. No way we score 60. I would love to, but
Steven's ready for that one, boy. God.
Wish I could hang with you fellas and ladies, but I'm working Black Friday. Appreciate it. Yeah, go support small businesses. Black Friday. Support me. Support me. You get the show every day, man.
We got you. Like, comment, subscribe, and donate, everybody. We got it. Black Friday. Get those Black Friday deals going. They're giving away 63-inch TV, 65-inch TVs now $255 at your local electronics store. I never thought I'd live to see the day where a 60-inch television is under $300. That's just wow.
Black Friday, baby.
Yeah. They're giving them away. It's no excuse not to have at least one television set in your house. You got to have at least one.
2022.
No, not in 2022. You got to have at least one television, right?
All right, guys, I'm getting ready to go watch. Get out of here, man. I'm about to go watch USA beat England.
Oh, yeah. The World Cup, baby.
2 o'clock.
They better not let us down.
Dude, we just need to tie. If we tie and then beat Wales,
we advance to the finals.
Beat Iran.
Yeah,
although Iran beat up Wales 2-0 this morning, but I think we're going to beat Iran.
I'm in the spirit of giving, Steven. I'm predicting a lot of lopsided scores this week. I'm going to say USA is going to win 9-1.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
There you go.
I was going to donate, but these bad William takes broke my wallet, so I can't donate now. $10 donate. Thank you, Level 2 Noob. I appreciate it, buddy. Please donate to the channel like Level 2 Noob just did. Can we get 5 more people to donate $10? Come on.
Level 2 Noob.
Don't be bad at my Caleb Williams take. He's legit. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Crypto. Love you, brother.
Yes, Duke. Buy some crypto. Duke asked me, was I still pushing cryptocurrency?
That's why he doesn't have the name crypto no more. He's not pushing it anymore.
Hey, I'm still pushing it, Steven.
Ghost.
Right.
Get out of here, man. Love you, brother. Be good.
All right.
Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Good show today. Had a lot of fun. We started a little late, but that's fine. We got to hang out, man. It was Spread Kindness Friday. As always on Spread Kindness Friday, reach out to somebody you haven't reached out to in a while. Check up on them. Ask them how they're doing. You never know what somebody's going through. There's always somebody that's dealing with some sort of hurt, habit, or hang up or depression. And you reaching out to somebody can just make their day. You never know about that, man. If you're feeling suicidal, 988 suicide awareness, suicide prevention awareness hotline, suicide prevention hotline, 988. And you can always reach out to me, man. I love you all. Y'all the best fans in the world. I'm all about mental health, Spread kindness, positivity, and love, just like in my name here. So yeah, I love you all. Y'all are the best. Next week's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be good times. I'm about to go watch USA, hopefully beat up England. My lovely, beautiful UK guys. If you're listening, Dolph fans over in the UK, Fins Nation UK, Wayne, Martin, Robbie, everybody, you're going down. You're about to lose. USA, it's going to be called soccer now for the rest. If we win, it's called soccer. If you win, we'll call it football. Okay? That's how we're going to do this today. England's about to go down, though. You're going down today. World Cup, let's go. We only care about it every 4 years, but it is that 4th year. So we're going to care about it today. I'm excited about it. Y'all the best. Keep on going. I'll see y'all Sunday right here, the Tailgater pregame show, 10 a.m. I'll be live here, and my man Batman will be live at the tailgate. If you want tickets to go to the tailgate, if you're going to the game, they'd love to see you there. It's going to be good stuff. Let me put the link in the chat from Tailgater. You guys can go there, all inclusive, all you can eat, all you can drink. It's all inclusive tailgate. We'd love to see you there. Be good times. And you can get on, you can hop with me. You can say hello, whatever it's going to be. It's going to be good stuff. Good stuff. Miami sports music. Let's go. We'll talk to you. Let me back down. Miami sports music. We'll see you Sunday. Let's go. You think you could stop us? Hell no, all day I dream about sports. I think I need some shadows, custom with some darkest colors, just to let them know we here. Yeah, I know the whole city riding. A little early, it's a bit surprising. Business moves, now we enterprising. Switch it up, now we improvise.